5 straight losses, including 2 overtime defeats to Philadelphia and Orlando.
Yes, the losses have been impressive in that they haven't been bombed out. The Atlanta was a 5-point loss. It gave Atlanta their 19th straight home win Saturday night in Atlanta. It's pretty impressive for Boston to push them that hard.
The officials: Dan Crawford, Mark Wunderlich, Scott Wall. Buck Williams, as Al mentioned earlier, still not with the club due to the death of his father, so he is missing a 3rd straight game. John Starks, who did not practice yesterday because of lingering soreness from his neck and shoulder after playing against the Heat on Sunday, did go through the pregame warm-ups and is available. So the Knicks control the opening tip. Johnson played by Fox. Ewing off the double team, finding Oakley.
Basketball is a very simple game when you play it like that. Of course, usually the lane isn't quite as wide as it was for Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing on that nicely done play.
Eric Williams being played by Patrick Ewing. And the game is tied at 2. Houston's pass picked off by Fox. We're just underway. The Knicks and the Celtics. Wesley steps back for a 3.
I don't think there was a Celtic player inside the foul line when Wesley let that shot go.
Here's the double on Johnson. Allen Houston, yes. Allen Houston, as we discussed right at the start, has begun to show some excellent signs. Nice game on Sunday against Miami. Several aggressive moves. Here's Williams. And the game is tied at 4. The Knicks have won 17 straight against the Boston Celtics. That's the longest winning streak by any team over Boston in the team's 50-year history. And the Knicks have won 8 straight here at the Garden. Larry Johnson gives it up. Patrick Ewing. And the Knicks, who have scored on all 3 possessions, lead 6-4.
It will be so easy for the Knicks to relax at their offensive end, and they have to fight that tendency at this end of the court and play hard defense.
Well, that first meeting between the Knicks and the Celtics in Boston was not exactly sparkling basketball. The Knicks had no problem at all, but they committed 24 turnovers. Just a sloppy game. That's a traveling violation on Eric Williams. The Knicks winning 111 to 98, but you never had any feeling at all that the Celtics were seriously in it.
No, but it took the Knicks till the 4th quarter to really establish their muscle and really take it over on the scoreboard. The Celtics, to their credit, have competed hard with all their problems.
Here's Childs. Knicks with a 6-4 lead. 2.5 gone by. Rick Fox fires for 3. So the Celtics lead by 1.
There's an example of, on a given night, anything can happen in sports, which any sports fan has heard a million times. Not that that kind of shooting will continue, but the Knicks have to respect the skills of these individual Celtics players.
It's also a Celtic team, aside from the problems, even as a nice play on the double team. Ewing's pass picked off. And here's Eric Williams. It counts, and the foul. Foul committed by Larry Johnson. And Eric Williams to the line. He already has 6 points.
Well, when things get a little stronger in the personnel department, a guy like Eric Williams next year, the year after perhaps, is going to, after this experience, getting a lot of playing time, developing slowly now in his 2nd year, he'll play an important role in the Celtics' future. He's got a lot of talent.
Started to say, although even if the Celtics had there is a pressing defense attempt by the Celtics as ML Carr goes to pressure early, and Ewing tried to one-hand the slam. Celtics have a 10-6 lead. Even if this were a healthy ball club, they would be struggling. Not quite as bad as they are right now. And a foul is called. Antoine Walker was hit. Foul on Charles Oakley. But there have been major injuries. Dana Barrow sitting out with a sore ankle Frank Rakowski is out with a shoulder injury. He'll be out 4 to 6 weeks following arthroscopic surgery. Rick Miner has been hurt. And on the injured list, Dina Raja, after arthroscopic surgery of the knee. Purvis Ellison out with a fractured right toe. So it is an enormous list of injured players. But I know the Celtic organization from time to time, there's some people that have used it as an excuse, but they'd still have problems even with all those guys in the lineup. Ewing got the step, and the Celtics now lead by 3.
Even one of their important players, D. Brown, who will be playing tonight, has had 3 different situations where he's been out for injuries for sustained periods.
Nice pass by Wesley to set it up. And Antoine Walker finished it off, so it's Boston with a 13-8 lead. Here's Oakley. Rejected. Antoine Walker with the block. Childs try to draw the charge. Williams, well, a hot start by the Celtics. They've hit 6 of their first 8 and lead 15-8.
They're playing very well. They're moving the ball to the open man. They're hitting their shots, and they don't feel a hand in their face that Jeff Van Gundy wants to talk about probably right now.
11-2 run by Boston. 7:29 remaining in the first.
The Knicks battle the Cavs after NCS Cannon game night tomorrow night on MSG.
How do you grade a college?
NYIT's architecture design program was described as exemplary in the field by the American Institute of Architects.
How do you grade a college? By over 40,000 successful graduates.
New York Institute of Technology, the college where great careers begin. Call 800-345-NYIT. 800-345-NYIT. It's not too late to register for spring. Call or drop in today.
Would you like a better paying job? Professional Career Development Institute can train you at home in just a few months for one of America's 15 top career opportunities. Whether your dream is to be your own boss or to work for an employer, call for free literature on any one of America's top career choices. Train at home for the job you've always wanted and earn this nationally recognized diploma. Take a look at PCDI's exciting career opportunities.
Medical transcription, paralegal, veterinary assistant, computer training, fitness and nutrition, interior decorating, electrician, child daycare, conservation outdoors, travel agent, locksmithing, medical dental office assistant, home inspection, bookkeeping, accounting, or get your high school diploma.
Call for free literature on the career of your choice.
In the U.S. and Canada, call 1-800-372-2552. Get free literature on one of these 15 careers. That's 1-800-372-2552. Earn more money. Call 1-800-372-2552. Call now.
Emil Carr looking like a pretty good coach with plays like Antoine Walker makes on the cutting Charles Oakley. Block shot by Walker. Then at the other end, we'll take a look at the Marriott Marquis Sky Cam at Eric Williams getting open at the foul line. No problem for him. The New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit. Antoine Walker talking to a man who knows a lot about the Boston area where he grew up in Cambridge, Patrick Ewing.
So the Celtics with a 15-8 lead, 7:20 remaining in the first quarter. Boston has hit its last 4 shots. Houston for 3. Allen Houston has come out and hit his first 2 field goal attempts. 1 from 2-point range, and now the 3. And the Celtics lead 15-11. Todd Day for Antoine Walker, being played by Charles Oakley. Walker rejected by Ewing.
Nice help by Ewing coming over. Walker at 6'9". Looked like he was going to have a good look at the basket.
Eric Williams, played by Patrick Ewing. Shot clock at 5. And here's Wesley for 3. Houston beat Day and then handed off to Ewing. Some confusion on the switch by the Celtics. So the Knicks are now within 2.
You can see the awareness of Houston on a play like that of what's going on around him, as he deftly got that ball off to Ewing. And speaking about deft players, Todd Day, when given some room, is a tremendous shooter.
Celtics with a 17-13 lead. Allen Houston off the screen for 3. Oh, he's feeling it. Allen Houston hitting on his first 3 shots. 17-16 Boston. Williams got the step. So Ewing thought he'd get him from behind, but could not. Eric Williams with 11 of the Celtics' first 19 points. 5.5 remaining in this first quarter, and the Celtics with a 3-point lead.
Knicks looking for any advantage they can get, and boy, did they get one down low. Larry Johnson to Charles Oakley.
Open shot for Williams, and then Ewing came out. Todd Day. Illegal defense against the Knicks. Called for the first time. So that is the warning. Celtics get a new 24.
The Celtics' whole approach, naturally being undermanned physically in every game they play, is to move the ball quickly and to run and hit their shots, and they are doing a terrific job in the latter department right now. They are hitting their shots.
How about Eric Williams? 13 points. Season high is 21. He now has 13 and a little bit more than half a quarter. And the foul on Walker. The Knicks with a record of 30-13. They're second in the Atlantic. They're now a game behind Miami. The Heat, with a hot shooting performance last night, defeated the Phoenix Suns. Miami not scheduled today. Chris Childs at the foul line. He has hit his last 19 free throw attempts. That over a stretch of 10 games.
Well, following that emotional game in Chicago last week, Childs has been quite outspoken about his team playing much more tougher, actually nasty. And that's what he's trying to spread to his teammates, not as individuals, but as a team. He wants to see the Knicks play with more fire and desire, not allow easy layups. And Chris really has that reminiscent Bernard King game face on more and more these days. Very serious in his intensity.
Now here's Fox. Neither club getting a stoppage. You get that feeling, John? Very wide open.
Yes. The Knicks have to go to another level of intensity here defensively.
Allen Houston again. 10 points for Houston in his first quarter. Celtics lead 23-22. Wesley setting it up for Williams. Oh, Eric Williams has the entire repertoire going. 15 for Williams. And the Celtics now lead 25-22. Eric Williams has come out and hit his first 7 shots.
Both teams are 20 of 27 right now.
Houston. That's his first miss. Walker with the rebound. Carr with a nice catch, but not in a Boston uniform at this time. He was looking to take the set shot from the far side. He did amuse the official, Dan Crawford.
Under normal conditions, you might say ML Carr could help the team if he played, but the way they're playing right now, they don't need any help.
Celtics by 3, 25-22. They have come out and hit 11 of 15 from the field. Not that the Knicks are not shooting well. They're 9 for 13.
Go.
Larry Johnson was fouled. Foul committed by Rick Fox. That's the first on Fox. Knicks have won 14 straight here at home. The last home loss early December against Miami. The Knicks' longest home win streak is 14 straight since they won 20 in a row back in the 92-93 season. Knicks now trailing 25-23. As I mentioned, the 20 straight, February of 93 to April 93, so they were able to hit 20 on 3 occasions. They won 26 straight at home in the 88-89 campaign. John Wallace has checked in, and he has come on for Patrick Ewing. Oakley on the follow. The game is tied at 25. Wesley being pressed by Childs.
Well, Larry Johnson didn't play against the Celtics in the first 2 games of recently. In the 2 games they played recently, you might say he's not used to Eric Williams, but he's certainly getting a good look at him here tonight. In his first look at the Celtics.
Wallace trying to make the adjustment. Wallace fouled by Williams. And a timeout taken by the Celtics. When we come back, John Wallace to the foul line.
W1 by Raymond Weil. The cutting edge in time. Time for the next generation. W1 by Raymond Weil.
The body has been hidden. The killer's identity has been concealed. 2 men know the truth. One is a master thief. The other is the most powerful man in the world. Clint Eastwood. Absolute power. Absolute power. Absolute power. Rated R. Opens everywhere February 14th.
During the Dodge New Year's celebration, you can get a great deal on the all-new Dodge Dakota, 97 Sport Truck of the Year. Or on Dodge Ram, #1 in resale versus Ford, Chevy, and GMC. And with $400 to $1,650 in package value discounts, you too can tear along the dotted line. At the Dodge New Year's celebration. Don't miss it.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, to drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
Well, a standing ovation for that man, the Super Bowl most valuable player, Desmond Howard of the Green Bay Packers. And what a performance against the New England Patriots on Sunday. Now, did he arrive straight from Disneyland, or he's headed to Disneyland? I'm told he was actually at Disney World this morning.
Marv, watching him run Sunday gives me the feeling that he might have gotten here on foot.
Yes.
Man, did he fly.
And what's unbelievable is that, and you see it so often in the National Football League, he was let go by 2 other clubs before settling with the Packers. John Wallace.
On that subject, what a scene that must have been in Green Bay when they came back yesterday. 0-degree weather. And they filled the stadium in Green Bay to welcome the team back. It's John Wallace looking big right away.
So the Knicks lead 28-25. We come up on 2.5 remaining in the first quarter. John Wallace getting some early playing time, coming on for Patrick Ewing. Eric Williams wide open. Then the recovery, and Wallace got a piece of it from behind. Johnson and Wallace converge on Eric Williams, and John Wallace with the block.
John Wallace started the 2 games against Boston in their prior meeting 2 weeks ago, and in the game here in the Garden hit 7 of 8 from the field and had a season-high 19 points. So he comes into this game playing with a lot of confidence.
Question regarding time remaining on the 24-second clock. It was a Celtic possession, and the block by Wallace. So the clock will be adjusted. 6-0 run by the Knicks, who now lead by 3. Hot shooting by the Celtics. In this first quarter, they came out, hit 11 of 13, led by Eric Williams with 15 points. We're not exactly seeing high pressure, high intensity defense by the Knicks. And now the clock is adjusted. 4 seconds remaining on the 24. And now they change it to 11. 11 on the shot clock. As Fox inbounds, and it's broken up by Johnson. The last Celtic win here at the Garden was January 10th, 1993, 100-97. Since then, the Knicks have taken 8 straight from Boston. Pretty pass from Day, finding Fox. And the Knicks now lead 28-27. Backdoor lead for Wallace, who is held by Fox. For Fox is second.
Knicks are doing more and more of that, particularly with Wallace as a target of the lead pass. He extends very high to the basket, long arms, and is very fluid around the hoop.
Here's D. Brown replacing Rick Fox. 7 points for Fox. Now Larry Johnson posting up on Todd Day. Will not count. Offensive foul. That's the second committed by Johnson. That's an excellent matchup for Johnson, although Day is 6'6", but only 185 pounds.
Sometimes you have such confidence over a physical relationship like that as Johnson did that you tend to want to punish the guy, really maul him, and that's what Larry Johnson did, committing the offensive foul.
Eric Williams spinning on Larry Johnson. Rare miss for Williams. Knicks by 1. Minute 40 remaining in this first quarter. D. Brown and David Wesley now in the backcourt. Wesley already with 5 assists. Todd Day, Antoine Walker, Eric Williams up front. Very small team for the Boston Celtics. The tip by Walker. This is a very talented guy, as we discussed earlier. He should not be playing power forward and center, but has to because of the injuries. But this is a player who, when surrounded with better people, will be a star in the NBA. Wallace extends to a 1-point Knick lead.
He's very lucky, though, despite the fact that he's overmatched as a center. He's getting a great amount of playing time and a feel for all of the top players in the NBA. It's going to make him a much better player, really accelerate his growth.
Wesley and Childs on the move, looking for Houston. Now Allen Houston cuts to the baseline, and Childs resets it. Half-minute left in the first. Oakley took his eye off, but able to recover. Wallace and Antoine Walker with that rebound, and Boston will hold for a final shot of the quarter. Wesley works it down against Childs. Down to 5 seconds. Here's Day for 3. Well, after 1, it's the Knicks 30. The Celtics 29.
Precious Hotline, what's your problem?
We're stuck with skunky beer.
So it's not Budweiser?
No.
Remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
Next time, look for
for this?
New Born on Dating from Budweiser, because fresh beer tastes better.
Freshest Hotline.
Could we order some Chinese?
The golden age of small business has arrived, and with it, the Gold Corporate Optima card, new from American Express. It allows you to extend payments to manage your cash flow with a low introductory APR of 8.9% and a credit line of up to $20,000, all with no annual fee. It's the perfect match for today's small businesses. The Gold Corporate Optima card. Let American Express give you the power to do more.
You'll need a submarine to get that one out, Colonel.
Me and 3 kings. That's a foursome.
We could not deny the RAV4 our top ranking.
The RAV4 breaks expected molds.
The RAV4 rides a great deal better than many a sedan.
Handling in both RAV4 models is excellent.
The all
where it all begins. And by the New York State Lottery. Play instant cash games from the New York Lottery. They're the hottest tickets in town.
Back at Madison Square Garden in a moment, we're going to talk to the man who rewrote the Super Bowl record book with a 99-yard return for a touchdown as the Green Bay Packers go on and win for the first time since 1965. And that town is Titletown, USA. And the MVP of Super Bowl 31 was Desmond Howard, who's here at Madison Square Garden tonight. Now, I was all set to say I thought you were going to Disney World, but instead you came to Madison Square Garden. But you're jetting around. You were at Disney World this morning?
Yeah, I was already there. I had a great time. I was really impressed with the park. It's really a nice facility, and I had a lot of fun.
What a book you could write, Desmond, about being so high in this city, winning the Heisman Trophy at the downtown AC, and then being rejected by 2 teams only to do that. Were there days when you really doubted whether you could contribute in the National Football League?
No, I've never doubted my own talents, because in this game you have to have a lot of confidence to go out there and compete. I couldn't have done the things I've accomplished this season without having confidence in myself.
You're going to get together with Charlie Ward tonight?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
What do you think Charlie's going to want to know from you?
You probably want to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. I want to talk a little bit about NBA, because I like basketball a lot. Actually, I love it. I plan on going to the All-Star game next weekend, too.
It's got to be nice to watch a game and you don't have to feel any pressure compared to the pressure that you felt this weekend.
Oh, yeah, you got that right. That was a lot of pressure knowing that you were playing in front of 800 million viewers around the world. But you got to settle down, just do the things that got you to that point, and don't even worry about that. Just let things come naturally, and you should be able to perform to your expectations.
Congratulations. Enjoy the ring. Welcome to the Garden. Thanks a lot, Desmond.
All right, thanks for having me.
Marv, back to you.
All right, thank you, Al. Desmond Howard, MVP of the Super Bowl. Second quarter is underway. Celtics lead it now by 4, 34-30 off the fast break bucket by Antoine Walker. 7 points for Walker. Eric Williams, the high man, with 15. Charlie Ward is on the floor for the first time. Knicks in a 3-guard setup with Childs and Walker and Houston. Here's Houston for 3. John Starks getting set to check in. Day spinning his way. Todd Day missed on the spin. Looked pretty. Now Day on the rebound. It will count as a goal jam.
Nick, rebounders not succeeding in keeping the Celtic aggressive players away from the basket. And there are some pretty good jumpers on the Celtics, even though they may be 6'7", 6'8". If you don't get a body on them and make it difficult, they're going to hurt you, and that's what's happening.
22nd timeout called by the Knicks.
So to look at that play by the Celtics where they're dominating under the basket, Ward's elbow had an effect. You can see a Walker at the end of the bench now.
Yes, it had an effect.
Yeah.
Right at the bridge of the nose.
Boy, that hurts.
Antoine Walker being checked. Ed Lacerte, the Celtic trainer, taking a close look. A 7-0 run by Boston to open up this second quarter. In the first quarter, the Celtics 13 of 23 shooting, 57%. Very little defense on the part of the Knicks. Many uncontested shots, easy shots. We're not seeing the contact that we've seen in recent games by the Knicks. The Knicks also shot well, 12 of 20, 60% from the field. Charlie Ward penetrating. Oh, he beat a couple of Celtics. What a beautiful move by Charlie Ward coming off a strong game against Miami.
Charlie picked him apart.
And Marty Conlon has come on for the first time for Boston. Here's Brown for three. And Wallace leaping for the rebound. Childs leading Oakley. Broken up by Wesley. Oakley on the recovery. Nice save. Starks played by Day. Wallace posting up. And a foul on Conlon.
Aggressive pursuit of that basketball by Charles Oakley. Doing his thing, which is offensive rebounding.
Marty Conlon, who has become a favorite in Boston. Played his college ball at Providence. And a guy who has made the rounds. Many NBA stops. Nice play by Brown as he stripped Starks. Wesley able to deliver today. Brown with the rebound. He can leap. Oh! And Oakley pegs ahead to Starks. Wesley back. And he was able to stop the break. Here's Wallace. Nice move. John Wallace. 7 points for Wallace.
Wallace has such good instincts around the basket. How gently he went to the backboard, making the shot look so easy as opposed to going straight to the rim, which becomes a difficult shot. You have to execute it perfectly.
3 minutes in, second quarter. And the Knicks are trailing by 2. Conley changed his mind and threw it away. He had the open shot. Starks. Try to go glass. Kept alive. Oakley fired it home.
Yes, he did. It's almost as though he threw it at the hoop.
The game is tied at 36.
Charles is coming off a couple of outstanding games. He was really tough on Pat Riley's Miami team.
Wesley able to penetrate. Yes, Oakley 16 points. Game high 11 rebounds Sunday against the Heat. Celtics with a 2-point lead. Here's Starks with the left hand and just did graze the rim. Patrick Ewing is getting set to return. Brown punched by Wallace on the back tap to Starks. Starks pulls it up. And John is hearing the mumblings from the crowd now. Now Ewing comes on for Wallace. Antoine Walker returns for the Celtics. And a timeout taken by the Knicks.
Boom, kaboom, shoot! Score! 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 You like this pace? This is hockey.
Feeling stressed out? Is that nagging back pain acting up again? Now you can experience a complete and relaxing massage with the Body Back Plus massager. While its thick, soft cushion offers support, 5 independent motors massage all major stress points and tired muscle groups. You can even use the cycle mode, sending massage pulses up and down your entire body. Adjust the speed and intensity of the massage for the ultimate in relaxation. Choose a slow, gentle massage to soothe and comfort, or a stimulating, vibrant massage to revitalize. Other massagers cost hundreds or even thousands, but through the special TV offer, you can order the Body Back Plus for just 4 easy payments of $19.95. And if you call right now, you'll also receive this car adapter absolutely free. Now you can have a massage even in your car. Body Back Plus is also available with soothing heat for just 1 extra payment of only $19.95. Body Back Plus works anywhere, anytime you need it. Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-750-0975 or send $79.80 plus $14.95 shipping and handling to Body Back Plus, P.O. Box 910, Department 16, Gardnerville, Nevada.
Many of you know us from our high-profile criminal and personal injury cases.
If you've been injured in any kind of accident, we can be of service to you.
We're available 24 hours a day and consultation is free.
For personal injury or criminal matters, call us at 979-7777.
You think that's an easy enough number to remember?
It could be easier.
How about 979 Rosenblum?
Nyberg and Rosenblum, currently at 979-7777.
Get that pen and paper out. Over the years, MSG Network has brought you some of the most magical moments in New York sports history. Tell us your most magical moment on MSG Network, and you can win a pair of Knicks or Rangers tickets. To enter, you can either email, fax, or write us, and you have your targets on the screen right now. No purchase is necessary. 5 winners will be selected at random, and all entries must be received by February 7th.
7:40 remaining in the first half. Patrick Ewing back on the floor has tied the game at 38. 8 points for Ewing, who sat out for 8 minutes. Last 4 minutes of the first quarter and the opening 4 here in the second. Wesley and Brown in the backcourt for the Celtics. D. Brown able to hammer it down. Williams with Conlon and Walker up front, setting the Knicks. They go with 3 guards: Starks, Ward, and Childs, along with Ewing and Oakley. Starks being guarded by Conlon. Starks passing on the 3, taking it to the hoop. Starks on the save. Ward for Starks. Oh, beautifully done. Charlie Ward and John Starks working some magic. And Ward with the block. Look out. They both go flying into the combination of Bob Cousy and Tommy Heinsohn. The alley-oop does not work. Now, I was concerned about Tommy. I know the Kuz can handle it.
The Kuz is fine. He's taking that headset and replacing it right now.
Offensive foul.
Heinsohn actually acted a little bit like you do, Marv, normally in those situations.
In other words, he's a smart guy.
Yeah, he took off.
Yeah. Antoine Walker called on the offensive foul. Here's another look as Ward deflects it. Here it comes. See, that's smart. Tommy showing reactions as I do. Cousy, like yourself, sits there. Nothing going. Nothing going on there.
Somebody had to man the situation and describe the action, Marv.
Right.
Charlie Ward into a couple of Hall of Famers on that move.
And Ewing gives the Knicks a 42-40 lead.
Patrick Ewing is like the big bully in this game. You know, he was sitting out a while. I think Jeff Van Gundy, too, has a little bit of an eye on tomorrow night in Cleveland. That's going to be a tough game. And he doesn't want to wear out Patrick tonight, I would think.
Well, the Cavaliers tonight playing at the New Jersey Meadowlands. Brown for 3. And Cleveland up by 10 in the second quarter over the Nets. Foul is called. Conlon making the contact on Ewing. Allen Houston returns. It will be the first of 4 meetings tomorrow night between the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Last year, the Cavaliers took 3 of 4, but then in the playoffs, the Knicks swept the Cavs. Allen Houston. So Houston, with a good first half, he has 12 points. And the Knicks lead by 4.
Cavaliers with a winning record, but have lost 8 of their last 10. But I suspect tomorrow night they will be sky high for the Knicks.
Eric Williams fouled by John Starks. 5:26 remaining in this first half. So you think the Czar will have them pumped for the Knicks tomorrow night?
I'm sure he will.
You know,
because he'll be pumped.
Well, the other day, he was telling me that he felt that you have this bad habit of befriending other color commentators, just conning them, guys around the league. I don't want to get you started.
So I can make fun of them on the plane and traveling with you, degrade them, point out their inadequacies.
Knicks lead by 3.
Well, I guess the former color man on NBC certainly knows about that game.
All right, here's Starks for 3. John Starks is now 1 for 6. And that will count a goaltend charged on Ewing. And Antoine Walker gets credit. He now has 9 points. The Knicks lead 44-43.
Ewing coming to life big, but he was off a beat as far as the legitimacy of that block.
Larry Johnson, played by Eric Williams. Ewing had it knocked away. Wesley. That was a three-point attempt, an air ball. So David Wesley is hearing it from the crowd. That pass intended for Ewing. Once again for the Knicks, not a pretty first half against the Celtics. They swept that home-and-home series from Boston. The steal by Ward, that was 2 weeks ago. Starks with a hard driving move. It counts, and the foul. Wesley called for the foul. Here's another look.
Well, Charlie Ward, anticipating where that pass was going, just took it over. Wisely gave the ball to Starks, who made a very acrobatic finish to that shot, and the foul.
Tonight's lucky pass, $1,000 for Imperial Sportsman.
W1 by Raymond Weil. The cutting edge in time. Time for the next generation. W1 by Raymond Weil.
Now let me get this straight. What you're saying is all those Delta Sky miles I'm accumulating
will never expire. Just fly with us once every 3 years.
So 10 years from now, you're still good. Half a century passes.
Still good.
Oh, I'm 104 and I need a vacation.
Have you flown with us once every 3 years?
Absolutely.
Hawaii's nice.
So, what'd you get?
Everything. 2 Pentium 133s in parallel, 72 megs RAM, 2 gig AV hard drive, CD recorder, full motion MPEG hardware, 2 21-inch monitors, accelerator board, 1200 DPI laser printer, video capture board.
That's psychotic. What are you gonna do with all that?
I don't know. Go online, meet girls.
Well, the full lineups for the NBA All-Star Game coming up in Cleveland in 2 weeks was announced today. We'll take a look at the reserves now, appointed by the coaches. Christian Laettner, Atlanta. Vin Baker, Mutombo, Mourning. Georgetown, Hardaway. Glenn Rice. Terrell Brandon, who's had a terrific year for the Cavs. Knicks will see him tomorrow. The West, Tom Gugliotta. The mailman, Shaquille. No surprise there. Sprewell, who's been on fire. Clyde Drexler. Eddie Jones emerging more and more. And Mitch Richmond, the Sacramento Kings. How can you go wrong with those names? Although there are many people who feel that certain people were left off. And part of the idea, Marv, of maybe having, I don't know, we've kidded about it in the past, maybe 3 more names on each team available to play, honorary kind of all-stars would be nice.
I think these were good choices. You're always, whatever the sport, all-star time, you're always going to have the controversies. Walker on the follow. Knicks they're just not contesting defensively here.
Well, there's no toughness by the Knicks here.
And the Knicks now lead 47-45. But the beauty of all-star voting and then all-star selections are the debates that follow up.
How about an injured reserve team with 3 guys on each team?
Injured reserve team? Right. The steal by Wesley. Wesley with the lead for Brown. D. Brown. And Boston leads by 4. We're talking about an all-star team from those who are currently on injured reserve. Now there's a novel concept.
That's right.
Correction on the score. It is tied at 47. Here's Allen Houston for 3. Allen Houston having another excellent shooting ball game. That's his 3rd 3. He has 15.
What's nice for Allen Houston is he's getting the basketball. Now the intensity on defense is in there by the Celtics, but the Knicks are looking for Houston. That's the key here. And of course, he's making his shots, which is the most important part of all.
Both teams making their shots. Antoine Walker with 13. Eric Williams, the high man for Boston, with 16. Very little resistance on the part of Larry Johnson and Patrick Ewing, who was defending Williams in that first quarter. Here's Starks. Oh, he's feeling it now. You can tell from the body language on the follow-through as John Starks hits from downtown. The Knicks now lead 53-49. Marv Albert with John Andres. Al Troutwig from the Garden. Walker. It's always the type of shot that thrills teammates. Stand outside and look around and then decide to pop it up. Johnson. Larry Johnson extends to a 6-point Knick lead.
Terrific offensive rebound by Larry Johnson. Fox had position, looked like he was going to get the ball. Larry Johnson just made it go his way with his hustle.
Minute 50 remaining in this first half. The Celtics have called for time. It's the Knicks 55, the Celtics 49.
There's a look at Larry Johnson's aggressiveness in finishing that play.
Patrick Ewing with 10 points. Allen Houston with 15. John Starks, Charles Oakley with 8 apiece. John Wallace with 7. So the Knicks getting balanced scoring. While for the Celtics, Eric Williams, who has hit 7 of 9 from the field, has 16 points. And Antoine Walker with 13.
Well, the Knicks are having their effect slowly, as they have in the prior 2 games. In the weekend matchup a couple of weeks ago, they wore the Celtics down. That's what's happening now as the first half winds down. The Celtics allow over 103 points a game, second only to the Philadelphia 76ers, who are a shade over 104 points a game in the NBA. So people have not had a difficult time scoring against the Celtics this year without their big men. There are so many injury problems, why they've been very porous inside, and the Knicks are chipping away now on their way to going over 100 points in this game.
Well, the Knicks have won 17 straight over the Celtics. The last loss to Boston was January of '93. It was here in New York. 100-97. And tonight's game is the second in a span in which the Knicks will play 8 of 10 at home. So it's a good stretch following a very difficult one. Knicks play in Cleveland tomorrow, then back home for Charlotte on Sunday. First of 3 straight here at the Garden. They have Houston and San Antonio next week. 6-point Knick lead. Charles Oakley back on the floor. Oakley guarding Williams now. And an illegal defensive call against the Knicks, their second violation of technical foul, handed out.
Bob, I was just looking at the list of all-time players through 1997 who were selected to play in 10 or more All-Star games. And as starters, interesting, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played 19, starter 13. Only Bob Cousy has started in the same amount of All-Star games. He played in 13 and he started in 13. There's the Coos in the middle there next to Tommy Heinsohn.
Bob Cousy fresh off the incredible performance in the free throw. Oh, Ewing with the block on Williams. The free throw shooting contests at halftime of the Knicks Celtic games in Boston and here in New York 2 weeks ago.
Ewing with a hard rejection here, sent that one into the stands. Yes, on throwback weekend, Cousy went to the line here at the Garden with his headset earpiece on and switched a couple. Oh, lead pass to the leaping former slam dunk champion D. Brown.
So the Knicks now lead 55-51 as we come up on 1 minute left in the first half. Childs. Wesley was picked off, but Childs not able to convert. Walker putting behind the back in a crowd. Antoine Walker handles the ball quite well for a guy 6'9". And Williams draws the foul.
Well, John Starks shaking off the injury he suffered in Phoenix, taking off that harness he has over his left shoulder. There was some question as to whether he'd be available to play tonight because he had some recurring pain after that game against Miami the other day. But John Starks is a tough competitor, and he wanted to play tonight.
Foul was called on Oakley. Celtics are now 3 of 7 at the free throw line. Eric Williams, a 78% free throw shooter, missing on both. 50 seconds to go in the half. Ewing facing the double coverage, finds Houston for 3. And here comes Walker. Williams, spinning his way, put a move on Houston, but not able to put it down. Eric Williams, a second-year player from Providence, first-round draft pick last season, has had a sensational first half. Knicks worked the clock down. 5-second differential between the game clock and the 24. Ewing. Final seconds of the half. Brown. And he was hit on a reach-in with 1 6/10 seconds to go. Foul on Houston. Well, coming up, the Tri-State Jeep and Eagle halftime report. There's only one Jeep. It's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. Bob Page will be at the sports desk. And Al Troutwig and Walt Clyde Frazier will take a look back at some of the halftime highlights. Knicks now lead 55-52.
On relief.
D. Brown with 10 points in this first half. D. Brown, a first-round pick back in 1990. The last 2 years have not been pleasant ones. In light of much trade speculation, here he is still as a member of the Boston Celtics. 1 6/10 seconds remaining. Larry Johnson for Allen Houston, and we got a whistle. He was fouled. Although for the Celtics, it is only their fourth team foul, so it is actually not a bad play if he was aware of it. We are assuming he was. 1 second remaining. And Oakley now will throw in from three-quarter court. Ewing. Did he get it off in time? No. So at the half here at the Garden, it's the Knicks 55 and the Celtics 53. Bob Page coming up in a moment at the MSG Sports Desk. Look out as Scott Brooks lands on our line. Nice ball.
You're watching MSG Network. We're all over it.
The 3 3-pointers, 15 points in all, and a quiet first half for Todd Day. 2 of 7 shooting, 4 points. Both clubs have shot very well. Boston 23 for 45. They're at 51%. The Knicks at 54% shooting, 23 of 43. Knicks have hit 4 from downtown. Celtics suffering at the free throw line, only 5 of 10. Knicks with the slight edge off the boards. Turnover total is low, and the Knicks are getting some help off the bench.
Yes, John Wallace gave them a nice lift, as did John Starks. So everything going well for the Knicks at the offensive end. I think Jeff Van Gundy would be pleased to see the Celtics, instead of shooting 51% in the first half, get down in the 30s with some more intensity on defense by his team.
A combination of Antoine Walker and D. Brown accounted for 19 of Boston's 24 points in the second quarter. Brown had 11 points all in the second quarter. Eric Williams, the high man, with 16. And Walker with 13 points. Leading scorer for the Knicks is Houston with 15. Childs saw that opening, and then it got closed. Here's Walker. Wesley. So David Wesley going glass. David Wesley in the first half had 9 assists. How about Larry Johnson? 5 assists in the first half. Took only 2 shots, 1 of 2 from the field. Ewing off the lead from Oakley. The Knicks 57 and the Celtics 55.
On Sunday, Patrick Ewing became the 21st all-time leading scorer in NBA history, passing George Gervin. Now he's on his way to Bob Pettit and Walt Bellamy.
Wesley for 3. Stay right here, says the official Dan Crawford. A foul, a hold. It's on Houston. That is his second. And Rick Fox will throw in. Fox up front with Williams and Walker. Day and Wesley in the backcourt. Antoine Walker, the rookie from Kentucky, gives it up to Rick Fox. Walker backs it to three-point territory and an air ball. It's the second three-point air ball that the Celtics have come through with. And Patrick Ewing at the other end takes advantage.
That was an outstanding air ball in that it was so short it was hard to believe.
The Johnny Hoops ranking for air balls. That was off the charts.
Wow.
Here's Williams. And the Knicks now lead 59-57.
I was schmoozing with the Coos at halftime briefly, Marv, who sees the Celtics quite often naturally doing their games, and he said he's been very impressed with how they've been playing ever since Dino Raja got hurt. The feeling has been, and I heard this up in Boston too, that they put so much of a focus on him, getting the ball to him, but now with his injuries out for the season, they're moving a lot more freely and sharing the basketball more.
I think the Coos was schmoozing you, John. It's a very positive outlook. Oakley committing the foul, his third. Dino Raja is out following the arthroscopic surgery. 9.5 remaining in this third quarter. Todd Day and thought he had Walker in the corner. Johnny did not.
He had some guy instead.
Childs off the backdoor pass. And a foul is called. Wesley called for his second. The Knicks are trying to make it 15 straight wins at home as the backdoor and the foul. The last home loss December 3rd against Miami. That may have been the worst game of the season for the Knicks. Since then, they've won 2 straight from the Heat. Won't count. Foul before the shot attempt. Eric Williams called for the push.
The tendency when you're playing against teams you're superior to is to keep trying to drive the ball inside, overpower them. That's why Allen Houston's contributions were so important in the first half. It took some of the focus away from that in the ensuing turnovers. Oh, Oakley getting that beautiful over-the-shoulder pass from Ewing, who felt the pressure. Nicely done.
And that is assist number 5 for Patrick Ewing. So 5 apiece in the assist column for Ewing and Johnson. Wesley lost the dribble. Oh, Ewing from Childs. And the Knicks now lead by 6.
It's getting to be a habit with Ewing. The reverse jams. Third one of the season.
Gone by in the third. Antoine Walker feeling the contact and goes to the reverse. Did not feel enough contact.
Very talented player. Rookie season, boy, when he gets a center, when the Celtics get a center, if they ever do, Walker is going to really emerge.
Not too many possibilities out there. That is easily the weakest position in basketball, college and pro, in terms of finding elite centers. And a timeout called by the Knicks. Knicks by 4, 7:32 left in the third.
Well, this concludes our tour of the Bud Light Brewery. Thank you very, very much.
Hey, look, everybody. It's a new guy.
Hey, new guy.
Where?
New guy?
Hey, new guy. Name's Jim. Been here since September '93. This here's Fred. He took the tour in '92.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Welcome to paradise.
Make it a Bud Light.
You need anything from the outside, I'm the guy you see. Okay? Chips, pretzels.
Science! Hey, want to see some cool things?
Where?
At the Smithsonian. The famous flyers! To four-wheelers, Tucker made 51 of these cars. Washington Soul. Rocket ships.
Mission control.
Dizzy Gillespie's trumpet. Lizard lips. The Smithsonian. Discovered.
And Discover Card is proud to be partners in the anniversary celebration.
Jaws.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Now there's a vehicle designed to give you greater control in the downhill that lets you express yourself with its free style and is instrumental in getting you cross-country. Jimmy by GMC. With available push-button four-wheel drive and a lease price that's easy to handle, it lets you conquer life's ups and downs. See your Tri-State GMC dealer today.
Well, early in the third quarter, the Knicks continue to maintain their edge. But you know, Jeff Van Gundy would like to see this spread get a little bigger here right now. Ewing to Oakley, beautifully done. Knicks getting another opportunity with Ewing beating everybody down court. Nice pass from Childs. Ewing knew where he was, and he went to that reverse slam dunk, which I think he's enjoying very much these days.
7.5 remaining in the third. Knicks with the ball. They lead by 4.
Take it down, Chris!
Ewing was not guarded for just an instant. Here's Johnson. Oh, it's tipped home. Charles Oakley got a piece of it. 12 points for Oakley. Knicks 65, Celtics 59. Fox fouled from behind by Johnson. The Celtics with only 9 wins. They're 9-30. They're in the 6th spot in the Atlantic Division, 20 games back. They have lost 5 in a row. 2 of those 5 in overtime to Philadelphia and Orlando. Their last win, January 14th, 116-108 over Golden State. Since the home-and-home with the Knicks 2 weeks ago, they have lost 5 of 6 games. They've won only once on the road. They're 1-15. The only road win was December 30th in Denver by 2 points.
Well, they're fighting Philadelphia and Vancouver at this time for the lowest point, worst record in the NBA, as Larry Johnson calls timeout, 22nd timeout.
Celtics at home have won 8 and lost 15, but on the road, woeful, and it is the worst record in the NBA on the road. Vancouver at 2-18, Toronto 3 up, 16 down.
Celtics right now, and it's written in their papers on a regular basis, as you would expect, are playing for the future. And they just want to get through the season and use their #1 pick, and they picked up in a trade with Dallas. They have Dallas as #1 and hope that it turns out to be a big man. Everybody in Boston is pointing toward Wake Forest Tim Duncan right now, and they feel that a player like that can certainly help bring them to the next level.
Well, Duncan, an excellent player. I wonder, although you see Antoine Walker playing at center, and you look around the league as Oakley gets the roll. some of the people who are operating at center and doing a decent job. Tim Duncan could certainly fill that role, but I think he's probably better suited as a power forward. But the Celtics will take their chances with Tim Duncan. Antoine Walker. 17 for Walker, and the Knicks now lead by 4. 6.5 remaining in the third quarter. Allen Houston, no help after the penetration, and the Knicks have been doing that all night.
Very slick move as he put that ball down with the right hand and then put his body in the middle of the court, and it separated him from the defense. Nice deceptive delivery by Allen Houston.
Air ball by Day. Ewing getting position on Walker. Now Williams over on the double. Oakley for Johnson, and he's fouled.
Well, the Celtics have been committed to double and tripling Ewing, and he's in the habit now, when he gets the ball, of looking for the open man.
Larry Johnson at the line, 2 shots.
Foul committed by Wesley, his third. Larry Johnson, very quiet game. He's taken only 3 shots, 1 of 3 from the field. He has 4 points. He has done it, though, in other areas.
Watch your hesitation, D. Watch your hesitation.
5 assists, 5 rebounds.
Had 14 points in each of the last 2 games. Made 50% of his field goal attempts over the last 5. Good shooting by him.
The Knicks lead by 7. It's the biggest lead of the night for the Knicks. Fox, 11 points for Fox. So the Knicks are up 70-65. Houston cutting for the bucket. Beat his man. Nice pass from Childs. Allen Houston has 19 points. So again, it's the Knicks by 7. The Knicks play the Cavaliers tomorrow night in Cleveland at the Gund Arena. Cavaliers leading the Nets tonight by 9 early third quarter at the Meadowlands. Walker gets inside. John, at times watching this game tonight, I get the feeling I'm watching like either a preseason game in terms of the lack of defense, lack of contesting shots, lack of aggressiveness defensively, or one of those charity games that you see before the season gets underway. Illegal defense is called.
For the NHL All-Star game, perhaps.
Yes, good.
Antoine Walker just put on a jumping exhibition on his last basket. Watch how high he goes up. Watch that right hand at the finish. A little tap on the backboard at the end of the move. He was up there for a bit.
Open shot for Houston for 3. That's his 4th three-pointer. 22 for Houston. He's 9 of 14 from the field. Knicks lead by 8. And Fox lost it. Fox thought he was pushed by Oakley. Coming up on 4 minutes left in the third. Childs now being played by D. Brown. Ewing was triple teamed. Oakley.
And they're overreacting. 3 people on Ewing makes it awfully easy for the recipient of the Ewing pass. 3 people on Ewing, rather.
And Ewing has done a nice job off the double teams and now the triple team and getting the ball to other people. In fact, he has 7 assists. Childs on the foul. This is Marty Conlon, who played briefly in the first half, replacing Eric Williams, who leads with 18 points.
Ewing's high for the season in the assist department has been the number 5.
for 3. Rick Fox cuts it to a 7-point Knick lead. Another nice pass from Ewing. That'll be assist number 8, which, as you indicate, is a season high for Patrick Ewing. Fox. Rick feeling it. 9-point Knick lead. 3 minutes to go in the third. Childs. Oh, look out. Ewing was looking to deflect it off Brown. It'll be Boston in possession. Timeout called with 2:56 to go in the third.
Clint Eastwood is going to run my cow.
Then what?
Then I'd kill him.
That's entirely unacceptable.
Absolute Power. Rated R. Opens everywhere February 14th.
Many of you know us from our high-profile criminal and personal injury cases.
If you've been injured in any kind of accident, we can be of service to you.
We're available 24 hours a day, and consultation is free.
For personal injury or criminal matters, call us at 979-7777.
You think that's an easy enough number to remember?
It could be easier.
How about 979 Rosenblum?
Nyberg and Rosenblum, currently at 979-7777.
East Hill Showroom.
We're gonna get you the best automotive deal. It's East Hill. East Hill. Who's gonna get you in the right set of wheels? It's East Hill. East Hill. Support Chrysler, Jeep Eagle, Chevy, and Geo. There's just one place you've got to go. It's East Hills. East Hills.
At East Hills, we don't want to sell you a car. We want to help you buy one.
At East Hills.
How do you grade a college?
The hybrid electric vehicle designed and built by NYIT's engineering students won first place in the Clean Air Road Rally held in Los Angeles.
How do you grade a college? By over 40,000 successful graduates.
New York Institute of Technology, the college where great careers begin. Call 800-345-NYIT. 800-345-NYIT. It's not too late to register for spring. Call or drop in today.
2:56 left here in the third quarter, and the Knicks looking forward to the upcoming Delta Airlines schedule. You'll see now tomorrow night at Cleveland, MCS Cannon game night at 7. The 23-18 Cleveland Cavaliers. Sunday, Charlotte Hornets come to the Garden for a rematch. That'll be an NBC game, and then the date that a couple of Knicks players have circled, as they said, February 4th against Houston. Next Tuesday night here at the Garden. Houston Rockets leading the Midwestern Division. A lot of talk after that game. A lot of talk during that game from Charles Barkley in the direction of Charles Oakley. Chris Childs, Allen Houston circled it on the calendar. That's Rick Fox again.
So the Knicks now lead by 7. Yes, Charles Barkley took over that game in the first half as the Knicks were soundly beaten by the Houston Rockets, and Barkley taunting Charles Oakley right throughout. Many remarks exchanged after the game in both locker rooms. John, you look at the stat sheet, the Celtic forwards, Marty Conlon not able to hit the Walker, pops it home. Celtic forwards have not had a single rebound. 0 for Fox and Williams, the starting forwards. But it's only a 5-point game. Knicks up 79-74. Childs feeding Oakley. Throws it right back. Shot clock at 5. Ewing. And there's a rebound for one of the forwards, Marty Conlon. A minute and 40 to go in the third. Wesley able to penetrate. Nice move. And it's a 3-point Knick lead. Moments ago, they led by 10.
Maybe the Knicks won't have time to review the game tapes tomorrow before Cleveland. I don't think any of the front line wants to see a replay of that layup by Boston.
Again, the double team, and this time it's picked off. The Ewing pass stolen by Walker. He went behind the back. Fox able to rescue and then lost it. Antoine Walker with a behind-the-back pass and turned it over. Here's John Starks. Replacing Allen Houston. Charlie Ward for Chris Childs. Houston leads with 22. John Starks in the first half played 9 minutes, 3 of 8 from the field for 8 points. Coming up on 1 minute left in the third. Larry Johnson posting up. Going at Conlon. Larry Johnson with a power move at Marty Conlon. Knicks 81-76 over the Celtics. And a blocking foul. It's on Johnson. That is his fourth. Eric Williams is back, replacing Antoine Walker. Walker with 21 points, 12 rebounds. Rest of the team with only 12 rebounds, with the Knicks having the edge off the boards. 7 points for Wesley. Knicks trying to make it 3 out of 3 against the Celtics this season. But the lead is down to 3 with 50 seconds left, third quarter. Some pressure being shown by the Celtics. Oakley was tempted. Johnson now played by Fox. Open shot for Ward. And Rick Fox coloring his first rebound of the game. Down to 20 seconds in the third. Wesley lost it. Final seconds, third quarter. Starks for 3. Yes. 84-78 Knicks. Brown looking for a last-second shot and then gave it up. Conlon. After 3, the Knicks 84, the Celtics 78.
For a limited time only at your Chrysler dealer. You can lease Chrysler Cirrus for only $269 a month. Or lease Chrysler LHS for just $359 a month. Or lease Chrysler Concord for only $289 a month. For a limited time only at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. What's new in your world?
Here come the discount long-distance sales reps again. They'd like some more of your precious time. Because if you've got a minute, they've got an offer of big savings over AT&T. Just one catch. That offer of big savings may show up at your door, but it won't show up on your bill. Has a discount long-distance company offered you big savings? Call us for the facts.
The only thing more shocking than the murder is the identity of the murderer.
He saw nothing. He's a burglar. Who's gonna believe it?
And the only man who knows the truth.
Who is he?
It's Luther Whitney.
The man's a thief who witnessed a murder.
Is the prime suspect.
You want to know what happened that night? Not dealing with a fool here, are we?
Clint Eastwood.
I'm not about to run from you.
Absolute Power. Rated R.
Opens everywhere February 14th.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by the United States Postal Service. We deliver for you. By MetLife. Get Met. It pays. And by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Back after 3 quarters, the Knicks up 84-78. At the end of the third quarter, D. Brown looks like he twisted his ankle. Just what the Celtics need. Another injured player. You can see Brown kind of running away from that. It was like a delayed reaction. But during the timeout, he's reflecting the pain he felt in his leg. And then he headed back to the locker room moments ago with some help. Actually, was hopping back to the locker room.
Fourth quarter is underway. Knicks with a 6-point lead. Starks and Ward in the backcourt. Oakley with Johnson and Wallace up front. Jeff Van Gundy on several instances has gone with the combination of John Wallace and Larry Johnson. A good move by Wallace, who has played well. He has 9 points, and he was fouled by Conlon.
Well, the Knicks striking inside once again. John Wallace getting good position, instinctively going right along the baseline for that nice finish.
The Knicks lead 87-78. Hot shooting third quarter for both clubs. Knicks at 13 of 20. That's 65%. The Celtics at 10 of 17, just under 60%. Wesley with a one bounce pass to set it up. Marty Conlon finished it for his first field goal.
Well, the free scoring by these teams has continued now in their third matchup. The first 2 games at the end of 3 quarters, the Knicks were in the 80s and the Celtics were in the 70s. There's a real loose pattern of non-defensive style here throughout the series.
12 on the shot clock. Starks for Johnson, who's rejected and fouled. Todd Day called for the foul. All right, Johnson 2 of 4 at the free throw line. High man for the Knicks is Allen Houston with the 22. 18 for Charles Oakley. That's a season high for Oakley. Patrick Ewing with 16 points. The big number for Ewing, season high 8 assists. Larry Johnson continues to have his problems at the foul line. The Knicks lead is 7. Day on a quick release. Todd Day has had a very quiet game. 6 points for Day. And a blocking foul on Day.
John Starks took that what looked like a harness off in the first half after he came off the floor and sat down. Now he doesn't have it on, and he was just working his shoulder after as the whistle was blown, probably wondering maybe if he shouldn't have it back on.
Saying yesterday he still had lingering pain. It was a question mark for tonight's game. Insisted on playing against Miami on Sunday. Larry Johnson. Nice move on the spin by Johnson. He has 8 points. The Knicks lead 89-82. They double up. Johnson with the steal. Ward gets it down to Starks. And the foul committed by Fox. Rick Fox was gunning for the block, but he got a piece of Starks.
His third team score.
So important on transitions to keep the head up as Charlie Ward does, and getting the ball to John Starks, who draws the foul.
John Starks at the line, 2 shots.
John Starks 1 for 1 at the line.
Charlie Ward's been playing well lately. He's also done well against the Celtics this year. Charlie in the first 2 games was 5 for 5 from the field, 11 rebounds, 13 assists, and passing the ball very well lately for the Knicks while relieving and sometimes playing with Chris Childs.
So the Knicks now lead 90-82. Antoine Walker is back Wesley and Day at the guards. Day tried to slice his way, had the dribble poked away. Wallace, yes. Wallace has 12, and the Celtics take a timeout. 9:42 to go in the fourth.
Hiya, Diane. It's Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Just wondering how you're doing in your new home.
Great.
I wanted to remind you to get a spare key made and let me know if there's anything that needs fixing, all right? All right, sweetheart. Bye. Hi, Dad again. I forgot to tell you something. Diane, I am so proud of you.
For a free guide that can help you on the path to homeownership, call the Fannie Mae Foundation. We're showing America a new way home.
Witness the most spectacular sunrise in the world. You won't find it in the desert or on the boardwalk. Only here. Greet the Mohegan Sun, a casino unlike anything you have ever imagined. Step into a bold new world where every detail is designed for the ultimate in non-stop excitement. Come, find your place in the sun. Discover the Mohegan Sun Casino, opening October 12th, 1 mile off Interstate 395 in Uncasville, Connecticut.
Last year, for the first time in history, winter storms stopped everything cold. Corporate America, the United States Post Office, even our government. Everything that is except Da Vinci's Pizzeria.
This is crazy.
Which had enough sense to drive the unstoppable legendary Jeep Grand Cherokee. For only $349 a month, you should too. After all, history has a way of repeating itself.
What a lousy tip.
See your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Here's a look at the Marriott Marquis Sky Cam as the Knicks work that ball side to side. Lawrence stops, goes back to the other side. Larry Johnson. Marty Conlon, fadeaway. Conlon a lot taller than Larry Johnson, but he can't stop that fadeaway jump shot. The New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit.
Told that Dee Brown has been taken to a local hospital with a hyperextended big toe on the right foot. Some more bad news for the Celtics, who have been hard hit by injuries right throughout the season. 10-point Knick lead. Starks was stripped. He thought he was fouled. There's Fox on a 4-on-2, leading Wesley. Back it goes outside for Day. Hits the three. And Todd Day, who is a streak shooter, has gotten hot here in the fourth quarter.
As you know, Marv, Purvis Ellison has been out since November with a fractured great right toe, as they say in the press notes.
John Wallace giving the Knicks a 94-85 lead. And Wesley turns it over. 8:45 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Charlie Ward continues to do some good things as he made it difficult for Wesley to penetrate. In fact, he turned it over.
Wallace. John going to the crossover dribble. Eric Williams. Eric Williams has been unstoppable against Larry Johnson. He had the big first quarter. Now has 20 points, 9 of 13 from the field. Once again, Bob Cousy and Tommy Heinsohn, the Boston telecasters, are feeling very much part of the game. That ball deflecting right in their lap.
Acting like a couple of kids, you know, all excited they touched the game ball.
Tommy Heinsohn was pummeled in the first half off a collision, and a traveling violation called on Wallace.
You know, I asked Cousy about that. He said, I went for the monitor, Tommy went for the drink.
Right.
Much like we were.
As I said earlier, he has you so schmoozed. I know Bob Cousy, one of your early heroes, John.
And late heroes, too.
John Wallace gets a hand. He sits down. Allen Houston has returned. Patrick Ewing will check back in a moment. Wallace with 14 points. Knicks lead by 7. Have not been able to bust it open. They've led by as many as 10. Fox for 3. Day reaching for it and foul. Foul committed by Starks. And here's Ewing replacing Oakley. 18 points, 11 rebounds for Charles Oakley. Season high of 18 for Charles.
Charles was feeding off the double and triple teaming of Patrick Ewing, who was hitting him with pass after pass. Charles with a couple of layups tonight off some nice give and goes from Ewing.
So Day with 10 points. Charles Oakley 9 of 13 from the field in his 35 minutes. The Knicks lead 94-89. Again, pressure by the Celtics. Houston. Foul by Day. Day upset with himself. He went for the fake. And it puts Boston over the foul limit. Allen Houston to the line for the first time. We have a new look in the control room this evening, John, with the electronic wizard Howie Singer and Bob Lewis involved in other assignments. Frank DeGrace producing once again. He, of course, a veteran of our telecast. And Leon Schweier, who is normally the Yankee director, is handling the chores tonight. This is his first NBA telecast since the Knicks Syracuse Nets, November of '59. And it's, nice to see Leon back.
The name rings a bell to Knick fans of yesteryear.
Right. Patrick Ewing called for that foul. Yes, Knick fans of yesteryear. And has done an adequate job. Yes, Leon bonding with Knick coach Red Holzman, who certainly remembers Leon's fine work years gone by. Now it's great to have Leon back, doing an excellent job feeding you one-liners as he has in the past.
He's still so excited about his picture on the front page of the New York Times on that float when the Yankees went down Broadway. Runs around showing it to everybody who'll listen to him.
Knicks lead 95-91. 7:15 left in the fourth. And a 3 from John Starks. Second three-pointer for Starks. Fan of defense. Very optimistic crowd. Traveling violation. Jeff Van Gundy staying with the three-guard setup with Starks and Ward and Houston, and Starks goes all the way. John Starks took off at center court and kept going.
It looks like it's not going to work when you see him drive into a cluster of some people. But, boy, it takes a lot to stop Starks when he gets rolling like that.
17 for Starks. Wesley for 3. Rebounded by Walker. No box out by the Knicks. Antoine Walker with the putback. Knicks lead 100-93. 23 points for Walker. Look at the wide open shots. Oh, it's unbelievable. Allen Houston has really enjoyed playing against the Celtics tonight. This is a perfect game for Allen. There's been just no contesting shots. Larry Johnson with the rebound.
You get a sense that the scouting report excluded Allen Houston in the pregame discussion by the Celtics.
This time of travel. So the Celtics get it back. Knicks lead 102-93. Yes, we've seen quite a bit of doubling up on Patrick Ewing, which has not worked well for the Celtics. Ewing has handled the doubling very well. He has 8 assists. Larry Johnson, a season-high 7 assists. Ewing with the season-high of 8. The Knicks with 32 assists. That is a high number. That equals the team season high. Starks over Day. Eric Williams. Antoine Walker putting moves on Patrick Ewing. Won't count. Offensive interference.
Yes, the ball had not cleared the cylinder of the basket. Can't interfere with it while it is in that area around the rim until it gets away from the rim.
Charles Oakley returns, replacing Larry Johnson.
Walker on the drive. Ball is right around that rim, and it's interfered with.
Antoine Walker over anxious and tipped it home and did not count. They double up again on Ewing. Finds Starks. Traveling violation. Knicks lead at 102 to 93. Knicks at 60%. 43 for 72 from the field.
Knicks shot 57% in their last meeting with the Celtics and 51 in their first meeting.
Another illegal defense. That's the 3rd against the Knicks. And a technical foul awarded. And now Todd Day, 4 of 4 at the line, will shoot the tee. .39 remaining in the 4th quarter. 8-point Knick lead. Conlon shooting over Ewing. Marty Conlon with Ewing moving in his direction was able to hit. And the Knick lead is down to 6. Here's Oakley off the recovery.
That's a lefty by Charles Oakley. Scooped it up there.
20 points for Charles. Building on that season high. Knicks 104 and the Celtics 96. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Foul on Ewing, his 2nd. And Chris Childs returning following a long rest. John Starks will sit down. 17 for Starks. Slow start and then came on.
Make that 17, 18, and 20 by Starks against the Celtics this year. Each of those games. Boy, the Knicks are really spreading the court, moving the basketball around.
Childs got caught in the air. The save by Wesley did it behind the back for Fox. What a terrific play by David Wesley. And the Knicks lead is 6. Knicks not able to pull away. They've led by as many as 10. Is Ewing. Celtics very much in it.
Celtics are keeping the fans here at Madison Square Garden in their seats.
Conlon stripped. Beautiful play by Oakley and deflected out of bounds. Celtics maintain possession. They have 6 remaining on the shot clock and a timeout is called.
You have the perfect shot, the perfect moment, but the flash doesn't go off. Next time, use Energizer brand batteries from Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Eastville Showroom. We're gonna get you the best automotive deal. It's Eastville. Eastville. Who's gonna get you in the right set of wheels? It's Eastville. Eastville. So for a Chevrolet or Geo, come and give us a try. 'Cause we don't wanna sell you, we'll just help you buy. It's Eastville.
East Hills is proud to announce the addition of Oldsmobile on Northern Boulevard in Roslyn.
At East Hills.
How do you grade a college?
NYIT pioneered the technology of three-dimensional computer graphic animation and special effects, now essential to television production.
How do you grade a college? By over 40,000 successful graduates.
New York Institute of Technology, the college where great careers begin. Call 800-345-NYIT. 800-345-NYIT. It's not too late to register for spring. Call or drop in today.
Looking to have some remodeling work done in your home or office? Then call 1-800-REMODEL today and get in touch with the experienced people at Jarrow Building Industries. When you call Jarrow at 1-800-REMODEL, you'll be working with talented professionals who will take you through every critical step of your remodeling project, designed to fit your budget. Jarrow Builders has been providing quality remodeling work for over 29 years and offers a 3-year warranty on workmanship and materials. Call Jarrow Builders today at 1-800-REMODEL and begin to work with the best.
Bob Page with an update from the Meadowlands, where the Nets embarrassingly are about to break their all-time franchise low of 68 points in the game. Terrell Brandon with a three-pointer to open the fourth. It's been all Cavs, whom the Knicks meet tomorrow.
Thank you, Bob. 2:53 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 6-point Knick lead. There's Kevin Bacon and his wife, Kyra Sedgwick. Kyra co-starring with John Travolta in Phenomenon, and Kevin Bacon playing a role based as Wesley is able to hit. Kevin Bacon playing a very tough role based on the life story of John Andres in Sleepers.
Yeah, right. Oh,
that was unbelievable.
What an awful role he played.
You didn't like his acting, or?
His acting was too good.
Traveling violation. Oh, you mean the person he played?
Yes, the person was just an awful person.
I thought it was a commentary on the job that Kevin did.
It was so good to see his bullet-riddled body at the end of that movie.
John coming out from major violence. Wesley not able to hit. And Oakley and Wesley diving for it. The ball still is picked up by Conlon. Walker going behind the back. And a foul is called. Antoine Walker, here are the final minutes of the game, with no problem putting the ball behind the back in traffic, and he drew a foul. It's on Oakley. So Walker to the line. 2:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Knicks lead is only 4.
Well, the Celtics competing so hard. You can see Walker drawing the foul there, much to Charles Oakley's chagrin. The Celtics have put themselves in position now to win the game.
Antoine Walker, only a 54% free throw shooter, be able to knock down the first. Marty Conlon sits down. It's a 3-point lead for the Knicks.
Their last game against Atlanta Saturday, they lost by 5. Their prior 2 games went into overtime.
2-point Knicks lead. They led by as many as 10. Pressure by the Celtics. Well, Jeff Van Gundy earlier warned of a letdown and miscommunication between Houston and Childs. And we have seen that letdown here tonight. The Knicks are now involved in a scrap to pull it out. Boston back in possession, down by only 2, just under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. 6-0 run by the Celtics. That was the 19th turnover by the Knicks. Wesley forced it, and Houston with the rebound.
What a terrible shot by Wesley.
Allen Houston protecting the dribble on Todd Day. Wesley with the steal. Fox pulls it up. Here's Day for 3. And Ewing rebounds. Foul called against Boston. Foul committed by Wesley. Todd Day's had the hot hand, but not able to hit the 3 just a moment ago. After a slow start, he has shot well here in the fourth quarter. And Patrick Ewing to the free throw line for the first time tonight, with 1:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. Knicks at the line, 9 of 16. Ewing, you recall, against Indiana last week, hit some key free throws down the stretch, but continues to have ups and downs in his foul shooting in final minutes of games. Eric Williams checking back in.
Eric, watch your hesitation. Mark, hesitation. Eric, Westbrook,
1:22 remaining in the fourth quarter in a game that has turned into an adventure for the Knicks. Ewing hits 1 of 2, and the Knicks now lead 105-102. Wesley guarded by Childs. Hopefully trying to front Williams. They clear it out for Eric Williams. Shot clock at 5. Oh, bad pass. And deflected out by the Knicks. 3 on the 24.
Oakley was right on that.
Only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Fox inbounding. Day with another opportunity. And hits to tie the game. A three-pointer for Todd Day. The Knicks and the Celtics tied at 105. Timeout called by the Knicks with 58 and 9/10 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Many of you are getting the AT&T One rate plan.
I just got that plan.
I'm with that dime plan.
It's not a dime all the time to everyone, you know.
It's not?
No, only one person.
Well, what about everybody else?
7 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekdays, it's a quarter.
It's so complicated.
Well, the AT&T One rate plan is very simple.
How simple?
Calls from home, one low rate to anybody in America, anytime, no restrictions.
I'm switching to AT&T.
All right, so we're making a little progress.
No restrictions, no games. The AT&T One rate plan.
I whack the weeds. So you want to know what's on my Discover Card statement. I'm a camp cook, and a bad one, but I've got a good stove. And he loves to chase that. The cash back bonus award. It all folds up into it, Terry. She loves to get flowers, and I love to give them.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Well, the toughest thing about buying a wetsuit is trying them on.
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the notice sign.
Well, the last Celtic win here at the Garden was January 10th, 1993. It is our Coke Classic play as the Celtics able to jump to a 23-point lead in the third. The late Reggie Lewis, 11 of 23, 30 points in all to lead the Celtics. Here's John Starks firing one up. And another opportunity. Hubert Davis not able to hit. Knicks are beaten by the Celtics 100-97. They cut it to 1, but John Starks missing that 3, looking to tie it. Went off the mark. And that's the last time the Boston Celtics won here. In fact, it's the last time that the Celtics have beaten the Knicks. 17 straight wins for the Knicks over the Celtics.
And it was Todd Day. He had 17 the other day against Atlanta. Make it 17 again tonight. 13 in the fourth quarter for Todd Day.
Down to 58, 9/10 seconds. Left in the fourth. The game is tied at 105. The Knicks led by as many as 10. They appeared to be on the verge of breaking it open, but could not.
It would seem that the Knicks will go to their big man now.
Ewing putting the move on Walker. Rebounded by Williams. Wesley to the front court. 40 seconds to go. Wesley with a change of speed on the dribble. And Ewing is fouled. Celtics over the limit. Very deceptive move by David Wesley, but could not hit. Rick Fox called for the foul.
Take a look at Larry Johnson coming over to help Chris Childs. Johnson got a piece of that shot. Big play by him. Another look at Wesley going left. Larry Johnson over there. Knicks fortunate there was no foul call.
And it is Ewing back to the line. The Knicks are only 4 of 9 from the foul line in this fourth quarter, while the Celtics have hit all 7 of their shots.
Knicks have been shooting well lately too as a team from the line.
So Ewing a moment ago hitting 1 of 2. at the foul line, hits his first, and the Knicks lead by 1. 37 3/10 seconds remaining in the fourth. Once again, only 1 of 2 at the line. Free throw shooting costing the Knicks here in the fourth. Wesley got the step, threw it out to Conlon, finding Wesley. Walker missed the tip, and Walker is fouled with 21 seconds remaining. Larry Johnson called for his 5th. So Antoine Walker, only a 54% free throw shooter, will shoot a pair. 3 of 4 at the line for the rookie from Kentucky. Teammate of Nick rookie Walter McCarty with the Wildcats of Kentucky. Had a terrific game. 25 points, 16 rebounds, and very calmly hits the first to tie it. Eric Williams is back, replacing Marty Conlon. On the line, that Nick home win streak at 14.
You love players, young players, who show these qualities.
Well, he hits on both. Clutch free throw shooting by Antoine Walker. And the Celtics lead by 1. Timeout called by the Knicks.
Experts say that Social Security and pensions may provide only 45% of your retirement income. And that could let some air out of your retirement plans. Fortunately, MetLife is there. With advice and information about annuities, mutual funds, and other retirement options. We'll help you make sense of it all. Get Met. It pays. For more information, call 1-800-MET-LIFE.
Taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, to drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. Well, the Knicks are strategizing their moves now. 21. 4:10 seconds left. Celtics with 2 full. The Knicks with 1 full timeout. Celtics also have a 20 here in the timeout department. Knicks are paying the price now for their lack of intensity defensively throughout the game. They've got to be perfect now. They only need a basket. They don't even have to think about a 3-point shot.
The last Knick field goal was 4 minutes ago by Allen Houston. So it's been some time between field goals for the Knicks. The last time the Celtics led was 40-38, second quarter. They now lead by 1. Houston played by Fox. Ewing facing the double team again. Finding Childs for 3. Yes! Timeout called by the Celtics. 8 and 4/10 seconds remaining. And how about Chris Childs, who had not hit until that 3-pointer, missing on his first 5 shots, and knocks down the 3.
Well, the double and triple teaming that Ewing has been seeing resulted there with a double team. He looked. He has the habit tonight of looking, and he found Childs, who calmly showed why he is such a confident player and what he can do when given the confidence to take the big shots. He's already shown that quality throughout the season.
And another good look from Patrick Ewing on the double team. Ewing collecting his 9th assist. That is a season high, and a season high for the Knicks as a team. Their 33rd assist. But the Knicks should not be in this situation against a Celtic team that has won only 9 of 39 games coming in. They dropped 5 in a row. Celtics able to hang around and able to take the lead just a moment ago. But now the Knicks lead by 2, 109-107. It will be Boston ball when we resume following the timeout with 8 4/10 seconds remaining.
After the big shots that Allen Houston made against Miami on Sunday afternoon during that 11-2 run, which iced the game for the Knicks, regarding those shots, Jeff Van Gundy said, I think the courage to take the big shots is important as making them. And that quality was now demonstrated by Houston's backcourt partner, Chris Childs.
Well, the Knicks being encouraged as they step onto the floor. Standing ovation. What a reaction by this crowd. Rick Fox will throw in.
We have to bear in mind the Celtics have some excellent three-point shooters on this team.
Boston does have a full timeout and a 20. Knicks have one timeout left. Art Walker doing it off the dribble, going at Ewing. Rebound Oakley, and a foul. Well, that was the play from a Celtic point of view. Antoine Walker off the dribble. He has had a terrific game. Foul was on Eric Williams with 1 and 9/10 seconds to go. Boston is over the foul limit. Ewing hit the floor, walked it off. And now they have adjusted the clock. 2 and 3/10 seconds remaining.
Ewing came up hobbling after the aggressiveness of Oakley in pursuit of that ball. Either bumped him or had one of the Celtics bump into Ewing.
Oakley making his first appearance at the line. Charles, good free throw shooter, 82% for the season. And the Knicks with big problems at the foul line in this fourth quarter. They're now 5 of 12 at the line. Celtics do have 2 timeouts remaining. A full and a 20. 2-point lead. Well, Oakley misses on both. And a timeout is called. The Celtics very much alive. The clock showing 1 and 6/10 seconds to go. So we'll take a break. Knicks by 2. We'll be back in a moment.
Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo offers an available V8 and full-time four-wheel drive.
The way buses are running behind.
Anti-lock disc brakes and dual airbags.
Getting through. It's very cool.
Plus a lease rate of just $349 a month.
All in all, it's a great day for snowmen.
Making Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo greatly underappreciated by school kids everywhere.
See your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Well, the Knicks still breathing easy now with a 2-point lead. Charles Oakley, a reliable foul shooter throughout the season, goes to the line and misses a couple. Celtics get the rebound. They just adjusted the clock. It went from 2-3 on the foul shot to 1-6 when the timeout was called. The officials just added 0.2 of a second to make it 1.8 seconds left to go in the game, which is enough time to get the shot off.
John, the Knicks 5 of 13 at the foul line in the fourth quarter. Very ugly numbers for Jeff Van Gundy and his coaching staff to digest tonight on their way to Cleveland.
Ewing still hobbling a bit. See 2-3 on the clock there. The shot goes up by Oakley. Clock starts. They call timeout as they get the ball. That clock flew rather quickly.
Yes, it did. A brisk brisk clock here at the Garden. And the officials noted it. And 1 8/10 seconds remaining. So Rick Fox will throw in. 2-point Knick lead. Patrick Ewing bothering Fox on the inbounds. All right, here's Day for 3 for the win. And the Knicks escape with a 2-point victory. Todd Day, who's been on fire in the fourth quarter, 13 of his 17 in the fourth, hit a 3 just moments ago, unleashed that shot from 3-point range. It would have won it for Boston, but the Knicks very fortunate on a night that did not see one of their better efforts here at Madison Square Garden. Very fortunate to come away with the win to go 31-13. They're now a half game behind Miami. Miami not scheduled tonight. And the Knicks with their 15th straight win at home, and they make it 18 straight over the Boston Celtics. Another look at that last shot by Day.
Todd Day, with the clock starting when he gets the ball, took a couple of dribbles and almost made it happen for the Celtics. Let's take a look at ML Carr, how he felt about that shot by Day. In and out, and oh, did that hurt.
And ML and his club now have dropped 6 straight. They're 9 and 31. Certainly one of the better endings of the season here at Madison Square Garden.
Celtics have been playing with pride. 2 of their last 3 games ended in overtime losses, and they lost to the tough Atlanta Hawks by 5 in their last game.
And that would be an excellent title for a movie, Celtic Pride, John.
I like it.
The Knicks 109 and the Celtics 107. Back with the postgame in a moment.
Presenting the 40th winner of $1,000 a week for life, Clement Bedard of West Shazy, New York. And he won at Pete's Country Store, where past Win for Life winners gathered to celebrate this momentous occasion with him. They cheered him. They congratulated him.
Welcome to the club. Thank you. Women are going to fall all over you.
And they advised him.
Do yoga.
Hey, Clement, you keep living, we'll keep paying.
See you at the 50th.
5:57 now, boy.
Hey, Junior, we don't want to miss our curtain. I hope you've got Hertz #1 Club Gold.
Well, not exactly, but this company's fast. Oh, sure.
Can't we skip the rental counter like it hurts?
Well, not exactly. Duh.
Hey, genius, I'm waterlogged. Doesn't your company have a canopy like Hertz? Well, not exactly.
Remember, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Choose the right one.
So you still think I'm the dummy?
Not exactly.
Precious Hotline, what's your problem?
We're stuck with skunky beer.
So it's not Budweiser?
No.
Remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
Next time, look for this.
New Born on Dating from Budweiser, because fresh beer tastes better.
Precious Hotline.
Could we order some Chinese?
Lots and lots, tons and tons of tennis balls. Some of the things that are on my Discover card statement. I travel quite a bit. Ooh, I didn't know that the golf balls were around here. Just relax, enjoy nature, and very good. Labidochromis, Caeruleus. They don't want to play with me now because I beat them 90% of the time. I'll take out $100 to buy the bait, gas up the boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Let's see, what else do I have on this?
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the notice sign.
Make it 15 straight wins at Madison Square Garden for New York. Make it 18 consecutive wins over Boston for the Knicks. Good stuff down the stretch. An exciting one here at the Garden. 8.4 seconds to go. The Knicks had gotten the ball into Patrick Ewing. He gets tangled up on the double team and delivers his 9th assist of the game to Chris Childs, who with 8.4 seconds to go hits the 3. Then, on the next Boston possession, Antoine Walker gets the ball as Boston thinks about a long shot from outside. Now he approaches the hoop. Larry Johnson blocks it. It goes off the back of the rim. Charles Oakley then misses 2 free throws. More drama. 1.8 seconds to go. Patrick Ewing defending on the inbound. And Todd Day from way outside watches it just miss off the rim. And the New York Knicks hang on and beat the Boston Celtics. And the Celtics stood on the court. Walker, Day, Wesley, and they just slapped 5 and smiled. It's been a lost season for most respects, but they really had to appreciate how they competed here tonight, here at Madison Square Garden. And now we're going to go to Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk. The final score again, the Knicks 109 and the Celtics 107.
And that, what you just saw, is the anatomy of a loser. Guys slapping skin on the court and smiling. You thought the Boston Celtics would have won the game. They didn't. They lost. And speaking of losers, how about that score from the Meadowlands Arena tonight, where the Nets apparently continue to quit on John Calipari? Yes, already. They outdid themselves in this one against the Cleveland Cavaliers, whom the Knicks meet tomorrow night in Cleveland and live here on MSG. Final score of this ball game was 84-62, as the Nets did indeed break their all-time franchise record for lowest point total in a game. Previous mark had been 68, set some years ago against the Utah Jazz. We'll have lowlights of that game, such as they are in our full half-hour edition of the MSG Sports Desk right after the Knicks post-game report. And lowlights as well of Syracuse against Seton Hall. Speaking of dreadful performances, the Hall in the Carrier Dome tonight, blown out by 33. They are 0-16, have never won in the Carrier Dome before. Hockey tonight at Calgary. The Islanders underway against the Flames. There's no score in the opening period. Mike Ditka is expected, named new head coach of the New Orleans Saints today. We'll hear from him on our half-hour show and tell you the latest on Paul Tagliabue as he continues to investigate Bill Parcells' contract with the New England Patriots. The big announcement today on the fight, Oscar De La Hoya and Pernell Whitaker, made here at the Garden. We'll hear from both of them. Have much more for you once again in our full half-hour edition of the Sports Desk right after the Knicks post-game report. Now let's return to the Garden.
Back inside the main arena here at Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks over the Boston Celtics 109-107. Jeff Van Gundy, after Sunday's game versus Miami, said, quote unquote, the courage to take big shots is as good as making them. He was talking about Allen Houston. Then he'd be talking to Chris Childs' efforts here tonight at Madison Square Garden. He joins us here courtside. And Chris, you look at the records and you say to yourself, by all accounts, the Knicks should blow out the Boston Celtics. But what fun would that be? This was much more fun watching this. It was a little bit more exciting. But why did it happen?
Well, that's really not necessarily true. You can't go into a game thinking that you're going to blow the opposing team out. They play well. They play hard. They cause a lot of mismatch problems. They start like 4 small guys, and it makes it difficult on your team. But we'll take it. We worked hard for it. You got to take those ugly wins when you can get them. I'd rather have an ugly win than an ugly loss.
It was a little ugly.
It was ugly. I thought we never did really have control of the game, even though we were up 2 at halftime. We went up 10. We never really felt we had control because it was their tempo, their type of game. So we didn't want to play their type of game, but we got caught up in it. But we did the things necessarily to win down the stretch.
Yes, you did. And I was wondering how you were feeling about yourself. You had passed off for plenty of assists, but you hadn't made a shot. You were 0 for 5, and Jeff didn't put you in until about maybe 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And now you're in a position to take a shot like that, and you take it.
Well, when my number's called, that's when I go in there and play. I guess he felt Charlie was playing real well. And when I got in the game, but I was like, if I get the ball, I'm gonna shoot it. And we knew they were going to double team Patrick. We were going to go inside. If they didn't, he would have took the shot, but he found me, and he was doing it all night. He had 9 assists, and that's good for a big guy.
This screamed letdown all over it. I mean, you could tell this was potentially a dangerous game from the Knicks. You looked at the schedule. The Chris Childs fan club has stayed here tonight at the Garden. You had the 4 pressure-packed games in a row, big rivalry games, Chicago, the Charlottes. And now you look against Boston, and I'm sure Jeff talked about it. I'm sure you guys knew it, and it still happened. It's weird, isn't it?
You have to go out there and play. You got to give those guys a lot of credit. They played hard. They played all the way down the stretch. They didn't give up. But we didn't execute like we should have. I don't know if it had anything to do with the letdown of not playing against the teams that we had played before with the Miamis and the Charlottes, but we have to win these type of games. We lost a lot of them, like against Philly and Minnesota. We have to learn to come out and bury these teams so we can get the, to start us and get some rest because we have back-to-back games.
Chris, the team's won 15 in a row at the Garden, and obviously in the past 2 weeks or so, it really seems as though the starting 5 has crossed some sort of a threshold. They've come together now to a different level than you were, say, a month ago. Do you feel that way?
Well, I think we have come together. We're playing a lot harder. We understand where everybody's going to be on the court now. That's the main thing. You used to playing against other guys, and you used to other guys being in different positions, but now we're starting to get familiar with one another, and the chemistry is there, and we're playing well now.
All right, Chris, good timing to make your last shot. Make it a good one. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Chris Childs hitting the three-point shot with 8.4 to go. That gives the Knicks the 2-point victory here at Madison Square Garden tonight. We'll take a look at the leading scorers summary now. It's brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. There is only one Jeep, and it's at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. We'll start things off with the Knicks. Allen Houston leads the way with 25 points. Another good shooting effort for him. 10 of 15 from the floor. Charles Oakley had the double-double, 20 points and 14 boards. Patrick Ewing had 18. He took only 13 shots, made 8, not bad, and also had 7 rebounds and 9 assists. John Starks off the bench for 17. Strong game, 6 of 12, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. John Wallace had 14 points, some of them spectacular. He shoots 6 for 10 in his 14 minutes. He was a point-a-minute guy here tonight. The Boston Celtics were led by the 27-point game of Antoine Walker. This guy can play. 11 of 19 from the floor, 16 rebounds. That's a game. Eric Williams had 20 points. And moving down to Fox, who had 18. Day with 17 big shots, big long-range shots in the fourth quarter for him. Brown had 11. Meanwhile, the Celtics hit their free throws in the fourth quarter. The Knicks only made 5 of 13, and that's one of the big reasons why this one got interesting. One more look at Chris Childs' heroics as his three-point shot with 8.4 seconds to go is the difference. The double team of the Celtics on Patrick Ewing cost him when it counted. Back with more in a moment on MSG.
For a limited time only at your Chrysler dealer. You can lease the Chrysler Sebring convertible for just $289 a month, or get $1,000 cash back on the Chrysler Sebring Coupe, or get 1.9% financing. For a limited time only at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. What's new in your world?
So I get this email from my friend, all about Citibank's free PC banking. Free software, free service. They even have a free 800 helpline. Look, did you ever pay anyone this easily? Or move money from one account to another like this? Even get stock quotes for free. So I'm in control. My finances, anyway. And it's all safely done on Citibank's private network.
Citibank's free PC banking service. It's also available for small businesses.
So why go to the bank when the bank can come to you?
Call now, 1-800-321-CITI.
Here come the discount long-distance sales reps again. They'd like some more of your precious time. Because if you've got a minute, they've got an offer of big savings over AT&T. Just one catch. That offer of big savings may show up at your door, but it won't show up on your bill. Has a discount long-distance company offered you big savings? Call us for the facts.
Back at Madison Square Garden, the final score 109-107 as the Knicks beat the Boston Celtics here. Another sellout, and it was a little bit more adventurous than Jeff Van Gundy would have hoped. We will hear from him on the Knicks post-game report, which is to come, as we talk about this game in which the New York Knicks got a big shot from Chris Childs, and the Marriott Marquis player of the game with his performance tonight was Allen Houston. 25 points, 10 of 15 from the floor, 4 of 8 from beyond the three-point line. Well, as I said, the Knicks post-game report is to come, but now we officially close off our game coverage with Marv Albert. Marv.
Thank you, Al. So the New York Knicks make it 18 straight over the Boston Celtics, the longest win streak by any team over the Celtics in the team's 50-year storied history. And it's 15 straight wins at the Garden with the 109-107 victory. Tomorrow night, the Knicks and the Cavaliers at the Gund Arena, downtown Cleveland. Knicks game night will get things underway at 7 o'clock. The Cavaliers beating the Nets tonight in New Jersey, 84-62. 62 points for the Nets this evening. Knicks and the Cavs tomorrow night, and the postgame report is coming up in just a moment. This is Marv Albert along with John Andres saying so long from Madison Square Garden. The postgame with Al in a moment.
York Knicks basketball has been brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. By Payne Weber. When you invest with Payne Weber, you invest with more intelligence. By AT&T, your true choice. By British Airways, the world's favorite airline. And by Fannie Mae Foundation, showing America a new way home.
Here he comes now. Coach, you seemed a little upset out there.
My guys are busting their butts out there. And you people are sitting on yours, watching the game on this pathetic beauty little screen. Get a Mitsubishi.
Now at Nobody Beats the Wiz. Buy any Mitsubishi big screen, VCR, audio, or home theater system and pay nothing for 18 months.
Zero down, zero payment, zero interest, zero accrued interest. Now get out there and go big!
At Nobody Beats the Wiz Total Entertainment Centers.
Introducing the New York Knicks credit card from American Express. Call 1-800-KNICKS now and get the only card that gives you savings, service, and great Knick discounts. Get the savings of no annual fee, this low introductory rate for purchases when you pay your bill over time, and American Express service. Plus, discounts at the Garden at restaurants and on Knicks merchandise. A free gift just for using the card. You can even win prizes like a skybox seat to a Knicks game. So apply for your Knicks credit card from American Express. Call 1-800-KNICKS now, because there's just one thing to say about a credit card this great. American Express helps Knicks fans do more.
FedEx uses over 500 airplanes to handle your 2-day package. Costs about $8.
UPS uses over 500 airplanes to handle your 2-day package. Cost? About $6.
The U.S. Postal Service uses over 15,000 airplanes to handle your priority mail 2- to 3-day package. Cost? $3.
So, 8, 6, 3, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
The New York Knicks postgame report is brought to you by Citibank. For banking anytime, anywhere, any way you choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden and tonight's edition of the New York Knicks post-game report. It was the Knicks 109, the Boston Celtics 107. If you're going to hit one shot, if you're going to play tonight 35 minutes and make only one, it should be a three-pointer with 8.4 seconds to go that wins the game. Yes, that would be your fantasy, and that was reality for Chris Childs here tonight at the Garden. It wouldn't have been any fun if the Knicks beat up on the Boston Celtics again. This was much more fun to watch it unfold, but you know that Jeff Van Gundy will not take an enjoyable look at this game. We'll hear from him as we move along in the post-game report, but first, here are the highlights with Bob Page. Bob.
Yes, Al, Celtics played well tonight, but really, where do they go from here? 18 straight losses overall to the Knicks now. This franchise is floundering, just a shell of its former self a few years ago. Our highlights tonight brought to you by Empire, Blue Cross, Blue Shield. And we begin by asking the question, how does this man keep his job? Unbelievable. ML Carr at least have one star in the making, and Antoine Walker, the Kentucky rookie, blocks Charles Oakley, while Jeff Van Gundy counters with his own rookie. John Wallace, the Rochester native out of Syracuse, misses a free throw, but Larry Johnson gets it right back to him for the dunk. 28-25 Knicks. Desmond Howard coming off his Super Bowl MVP looking on. Knicks up going into the second quarter, where the score was tied at 40. Allen Houston inbounds to Ewing, gets it right back. Knicks up 2. Then Charlie Ward picks off David Wesley's pass, dishes to John Starks for the layup and the call. Knicks up only 2 at intermission, 55-53. To the third quarter, it's Childs with the alley-oop to Patrick for a beautiful reverse dunk. That one deserves a second look, reminiscent of a play he made in a recent game, which he called one of the great dunks of his entire career. Boston, though, staying in it. Carr, or Walker, I should say, was finished with 27 points. That jam off a Todd Day pass. There's Mr. Carr, leading 67-63. play of the Knicks guards making a difference. Allen Houston's fourth three-pointer right there. He had 25. This time round out in the third, off Wesley's turnover, it's Ward, 2 Starks, another triple, and the Knicks were on top 84-78. Still, Boston wouldn't go away. Starks loses control in the fourth. The Knicks up 10. Rick Fox to Wesley, the ex-net to Todd Day for the triple, 92-85. Now, New York's lead is just 4. Houston to Starks, who drains another tray, back up to 98-91 as Carr implored his troops to stay with it in the sidelines. Knicks with a 3-guard offense. Houston inbounds to Starks all the way for the layup. John had 17. Jeff Van Gundy and the Knicks up 9, but just 3 with a minute remaining. Fox inbounds to Day for the triple. The game tied at 105. Van Gundy then saw Walker put Boston ahead with 2 free throws. Under 10 seconds to go. The Knicks retake the lead when Ewing hits Childs. Three-pointer makes it 109-107, and still it wasn't over. Charles Oakley on the free throw line. The Knicks a miserable 5 for 13 from the charity stripe in the fourth quarter. Oakley misses both, and ML is jumping for joy. 1.6 seconds left. Celtics have a last chance to tie this ball game or win it. Rick Fox today, and his long attempt is just off, and the Knicks barely hold on to what was a 109-107 victory as they head to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers tomorrow night. Speaking of the Cavs, as we told you earlier, they blew out the Nets at the Meadowlands Arena tonight. The final in this one, 84-62, as the Nets set an all-time franchise low for points scored in a game. We'll have complete highlights of this one coming up for you in our full half-hour edition of the MSG Sports Desk right after the Knicks postgame report at about 10:30 this evening. To the NBA scoreboard, which looks like this tonight. Orlando lost big at Washington, 102-82, ending the Magic's 4-game win streak. Charlotte won at Indiana without Anthony Mason, who's out 2 games. He has a sprained toe. Portland blown out by Toronto, 120-84, and look at the big game ex-Knick Doug Christie had. Did the Knicks give up on him too soon? 33 points tonight in the Raptors' resounding victory. Also, Detroit at Milwaukee. That one's in the fourth quarter. And out west, a battle of the league's best and the league's worst. Chicago and Vancouver underway. Vancouver's latest losing streak is 5 straight. The Lakers winning at Dallas in the third quarter, 55-51. In these other contests, Minnesota entertaining Sacramento tonight. That one's very tight down the stretch. Denver over Utah. That one's in the third quarter. And finally, Atlanta taking on the L.A. Clippers. Again, much more from us coming up right after the Knicks post-game report, to which we return following these messages.
The New York Knicks post-game report is brought to you by Citibank. For banking anytime, anywhere, any way you choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps.
Well, this concludes our tour of the Bud Light Brewery. Thank you very, very much.
Hey, look, everybody. It's a new guy.
Hey, new guy.
Where?
New guy?
Hey, new guy. Name's Jim. Been here since September '93. This here's Fred. He took the tour in '92.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Welcome to paradise.
Make it a Bud Light.
You need anything from the outside, I'm the guy you see. Okay? Chips, pretzels.
Your own private cabin on British Airways First doesn't just give you the best night's sleep in the air.
The golden age of small business has arrived, and with it, the Gold Corporate Optima Card, new from American Express. It allows you to extend payments to manage your cash flow with a low introductory APR of 8.9% and a credit line of up to $20,000, all with no annual fee. It's the perfect match for today's small businesses. The Gold Corporate Optima Card. Let American Express give you the power to do more.
For a limited time only at your Chrysler dealer. You can lease the Chrysler Sebring convertible for just $289 a month, or get $1,000 cash back on the Chrysler Sebring Coupe, or get 1.9% financing. For a limited time only at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. What's new in your world?
date in Knicks history is brought to you by Tommy Hilfiger, the classic American designer.
January 28, 1980, Red Holzman, the Knicks winningest coach, reaches a career milestone, winning his 600th career game as the Knicks defeat the Golden State Warriors 107-103. Holzman led the Knicks to 613 victories, including 2 NBA titles, was recently voted one of the NBA's 10 greatest coaches of all time.
This date in Knicks history has been brought to you by Tommy Hilfiger, the classic American designer.
Back on the New York Knicks post-game report. The Knicks over the Boston Celtics 109-107. Boy, did those Celtics hustle. They shoot 50%. They out-rebound the Knicks. They do everything a team that is completely undermanned by injury and some bad decisions in their past that has to do to get this team to win. Meanwhile, the New York Knicks have to really wonder about the commitment to being of a championship caliber each and every game. And while that's a little unfair, that's the way this team's been talking lately. Unfortunately, these games are a fact of life in the NBA, like it or not. And it was easy to predict, judging on the schedule that the Knicks have had lately and looking at the records. It'll be interesting to hear what Jeff Van Gundy has to say about this, and we will right now.
It's a sign of absolute disaster looming. No, I think it was just, unfortunately, one of those nights. If you're right mentally and we just weren't good tonight. I mean, it's like you can point to a lot of different areas we weren't good, but the main thing is to win. And tomorrow night still counts as a win. So we're just going to have to be ready to play a much better game tomorrow against a very good team.
Coach, any word on Ewing?
He pulled the groin muscle, so they just started treatment, but I would suspect he'd probably be out tomorrow.
Why did you leave him in for the last 8 seconds after the pull?
I didn't know it was a pull. I thought he'd gotten kneed in the wrong area, so I'm not sure. I didn't know that, and if I did, I wouldn't have left him in. Easy night at the OK Corral. Definitely out. No,
Pretty snappy visit with Jeff Van Gundy tonight here at the Garden. This could be bad news for the Knicks. Those groin pulls can be, as we all know, in following sports for all these years, very, very annoying, and they can last for a while. So we'll be following the status of Patrick Ewing's groin injury. Please see the Mike Richter file. Now, as we switch over to the story of the Boston Celtics, it's 6 wins now in which the Celtics have lost by an average of 4 points. They've lost 6 straight games. Meanwhile, Carr has cut down on the number of players that he uses in the course of a game. And, of course, he's lost a lot of players because of injury. And this is as Carr watched Todd Day miss at the buzzer. And, boy, he just missed. Meanwhile, Carr talked to the media, as Jeff Van Gundy did. And here's what he had to say.
I couldn't be more proud of our players tonight. These guys went out and absolutely played their hearts out. If you can ask for any more than that, then you really don't know what this game is all about. These kids poured their hearts out on the floor. They took this team right down to the wire, to the last second shot. That shot that Charles hit, I called the defensive play and said, what we want to do is get them to take an outside shot. We're not going to give them anything inside, no fouls, so the players executed the defensive pattern to perfection. It was my call, so as far as I'm concerned, the shot that Charles hit was exactly what we asked for. We came down and got a decent look by Todd. I just thought the execution was there, both with Antoine's move and that. This team is coming, so it's going to be interesting to see which one of these two teams win the championship first.
Do you sort of consider this
Sorry, guys, I had to say it. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about what they do and what they're supposed to be doing, what we're supposed to be doing, what they're doing. So at the end of the year, we both will be congratulating the champions.
Do you consider this a moral? Is there such a thing as a moral win, the way that you played?
No, it's not a moral victory. These guys, our players are playing their hearts out. And we've been in every game down the stretch. We haven't put them away. If they continue to do that, and I'm telling you, if these players continue to work as hard as they're working and believe in one another the way they are, good things are going to happen for this team. And I don't make excuses. I don't want the players to make excuses. But I can tell you, when we get healthy and when this team develops itself the way it should be, all this is going to pay dividends, and we know that. So I couldn't be more proud of the players. You know, it's, you know, sometimes you get to the point where you ask yourself, you know, what else can be done? And I can tell you right now, these guys, as far as I'm concerned, they're giving it all. You can't ask for more. If every team in the league right now is playing like that, I mean, you'd have the quality of play would be sky high.
Coach, you've seen a lot of teams around. You've seen all the teams in the league. Do you think that this Knicks team can't win the championship? You took a veiled reference at it before.
No, I said it was great playing against the world. It was great playing against the champions out there, because you know, obviously that's what they're looking for. They're on the road to win a championship.
You don't think so?
I'm not,
does it seem like
I can't make the judgment on that. I'm just telling you that this team, this Knicks team, you know, let's just be real candid. There's no love lost between the two. I mean, it goes way back, you know that, and that's the way it should be. I have respect for their organization, but you know, I saw a couple hit toward us, and it doesn't take too easy around here. So the point is that we take a team in here that's basically devastated with injuries. Sure, it was 18 in a row for it, and they fight down to the end to keep it off. So if this is going to be the world champions, I congratulate them now.
Well, the Celtics congratulated each other as the game wound down, and it was Day and Walker and Wesley. As this one was over, they really had to appreciate the effort they put into this. Al Trawick now joined by Michael Kay, and this is the way it should be. The Knicks are supposed to hate the Celtics, and the Celtics are supposed to hate the Knicks. But this may go back to the playing days of ML Carr, or it may be more focused on something that happened a little bit more recently.
Well, I was asking some questions afterward, and I think that what it comes down to is a story in the Boston Globe. It was about, I'd say, a month and a half ago, and what the columnist did, it was a column about basketball. They went to Jerry Colangelo and Dave Checketts and said, how would the Celtics rebuild what they're doing? How do they get under the cap? How do they get cap room? How do they get free agents to come to Boston? And Colangelo and Checketts were very candid about how to do that. And then Gaston, the owner, and ML Carr, the coach, pretty much said, you know, back out of our business and let us do it the way we want to do it. We're not asking for help. And I think it really stems from there, because they feel, why are the Knicks such experts? What ML Carr said at the time, you know, who are the Knicks to tell us how to do things? They haven't won anything either. So I think that stems from that. And he took a shot at them. So he's trying to get his team to rally around something, the fact that the Knicks are telling them how to do things, and they still only beat them by 1 or 2 points.
Well, maybe the most important thing that happened from a Knicks standpoint tonight was that Patrick Ewing injured his groin late in the game, and then, as you heard Jeff Van Gundy mention, he then stayed in to defend on the final play. As you look to the left side of your frame, he and Charles Oakley will come together down low under the hoop. This is trying to save the game here. He and Oakley, and now Ewing is hurt there. You can see he's lifting up his left leg, and then he stayed on the court grabbing the left side of his left leg, and really stayed in pain, and then stayed in the game. And it looked for a moment like, as Jeff Van Gundy also said, looked like he took a knee or something, a shot down there, and was just going to walk it off. But now the Knicks know that it's a pulled groin, and that's something they got to be careful with.
Pulled left groin, and in all likelihood, he's going to miss tomorrow's game. And Ewing, who always speaks to the press after the game, win or lose, no matter what type of game, is receiving treatment right now. So we were not able to talk to him. But obviously, the Knicks are a little bit concerned. They don't want to lose him for tomorrow, and they certainly don't want him for a long period of time. So that pretty much ensures that he's not going to play tomorrow. Because if you push a groin injury, then it rips, then you're really in trouble, and you're out for a long time.
Yeah, well, and they don't know the status of it until tomorrow morning when he wakes up and sort of walks around. What else did you get in that Knicks locker room as a sense of what went on here tonight?
You know, it was a sort of deal where there's no celebrating right now. This is a team that they feel they should put away early. They really shouldn't let them hang around that much, although the Celtics do have a type of style that's going to annoy the Knicks a little bit. They're helter-skelter, they play small, and the Knicks don't match up well against them. But the Knicks really want to play well against this team, and, you know, Allen Houston said it's almost a double-edged sword. You know, we won, you should be happy, but we shouldn't win like this. So that's sort of the feeling, and they're not much celebrating at all, getting ready for the Cleveland game, because they know, Al, that if they play like this against Cleveland, they'll lose.
Now, if you want to know about hustle, I mean, the Boston Celtics played virtually without a center tonight. Their tallest guy for about 98% of the game was Walker, and he's 6'9". Patrick Ewing winds up scoring 18 points. I mean, that you would say, oh, he should have 45. But their double team forced him to pass off, and as as ML Carr said, they got what they wanted there in that defensive sequence.
And a lot of the Knicks gave credit to Jeff Van Gundy, that it was really Van Gundy who called a great play right there, because they said everybody anticipated Ewing getting doubled, and Van Gundy said, kick it out, there's going to be an open outside shot. And Childs said, I haven't really been doing much, but I wanted to take that one, and he drained it. It was a big shot for Childs.
Last chance, Mike, to add a little extra info, a little extra insight if you have any. This is it. This would be the last chance.
No, I'll pass.
That's it. That's it. He's done. All right. Knicks win by 2. Patrick Ewing is being treated in the Knicks locker room for the pulled groin as he suffers it late. You can see the pain on his face. Chris Childs' jumper with 8.4 to go. His first hoop of the game was a 3, and that was the difference in this one, as the Knicks, once up by 10, were down by 1, then win by 2. Ooh, hurts. Back in a moment.
The New York Knicks post-game report is brought to you in part by British Airways, the world's favorite airline, and by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, American Express helps you do more.
Hey, Knicks fans, the Knicks 50th Anniversary Celebration book can now be yours. This publication features the spectacular photographs of famed garden photographer George Kalinsky and truly captures the drama, excitement, and emotion of the storied Knickerbocker franchise. To order your very own 50th Anniversary book, send check or money order for $44 to the Knicks 50th Anniversary book, 2 Penn Plaza, New York, 10121. Attention, Debbie.
If you're a true Knicks fan, get yours today.
Get a free $3 Metro card when purchasing tickets to Sesame Street Live or for St. John's Big East basketball. Metro card offers available at the Garden box office only.
Welcome to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena.
There's no place like the Garden, and the best way to see it is with an exciting behind-the-scenes tour. Explore the inner workings of the famed 20,000-seat arena and the theater, New York's premier entertainment showplace. Visit the Knicks and Rangers locker rooms. From the luxury suites to the play-by-play restaurant, there's nothing like it in New York. The Madison Square Garden behind-the-scenes tour. Call 465-5800.
Introducing the New York Knicks credit card from American Express. Call 1-800-KNICKS now and get the only card that gives you savings, service, and great Knicks discounts. Get the savings of no annual fee, this low introductory rate for purchases when you pay your bill over time, and American Express service. Plus, discounts at the Garden at restaurants and on Knicks merchandise. A free gift just for using the card. You can even win prizes like a skybox seat to a Knicks game. So apply for your Knicks credit card from American Express. Call 1-800-KNICKS now, because there's just one thing to say about a credit card this great. American Express helps Knicks fans do more.
The dunk of the game is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better.
And the Bud Dunk of the game from the men in green and their outstanding rookie from the University of Kentucky, Antoine Walker, up there and slapping the backboard for style points. He delivers the Bud Dunk of the game. But his team failed by 2 points tonight at Madison Square Garden. That was not without trying, of course, as they pushed the Knicks to the limit. 109-107 the final score. The Knicks have now won 15 straight here at the Garden and have beaten the Boston Celtics a remarkable 18 straight times. Off the double team with 8.4 to go, the shot of the game was Chris Childs. That goes down as the game winner. And then as time wound down, Todd Day had one last chance after Charles Oakley missed 2 free throws. And here is how it went. He's good from out there. He's real good from out there. With no time on the clock, Oh, off the glass, just missing by a matter of inches. But the Boston Celtics send a little message to the Knicks, and the Cavaliers will work equally hard tomorrow night. They beat the New Jersey Nets tonight. MCS Cannon Knicks game night begins our coverage. It's Knicks at Cavs at 7 o'clock. Coming up next, Bob Page has the full report. It's a half an hour, and it's the Coors Light MSG Sports Desk. Syracuse meeting Seton Hall. A recap of what happened across the river, and some NFL coaching news. Tonight's game was produced by Frank DeGrace and directed by Leon Schweier. The executive producer of MSG is Mike McCarthy. We'll see you tomorrow night on MSG.
Guests receive the American Express gift check. Think of it as a universal certificate that can be used to buy just about anything, just about anywhere. It is the more thoughtful way to give the gift of money. American Express gift checks are available where American Express Travelers checks are sold. And some guests receive a watch from the Fendi Timepiece Collection featuring Fendi Epica. Fine Swiss craftsmanship and Italian design that is unrivaled in concept, style, and quality. Available at selected Macy's.
Get out of the cold and into the savings at your Buick dealer. Warm up to the 97 LeSabre. Now with special low lease rates, LeSabre peace of mind is a better value than ever. Welcome to Park Avenue. The beautiful new 97 Park Avenue holds its own against any luxury car in its class. And the simply irresistible Riviera. Go ahead, express yourself. Nothing else is Riviera. These winter warm-up savings on for a limited time at your Buick dealer now.
What does it feel like in the new Club World tilting cradle seat? What does it feel like to go through Club World fast-track arrivals in London?
The New York Knicks post-game report has been brought to you by Citibank. For banking anytime, anywhere, any way you choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps.
Tonight, the Nets stage a classic abomination. Yes, even for them. Setting new lows. Yes, even for them. Ex-net Derek Coleman, meanwhile, up to his old tricks, now in trouble in Philly. Will George Blaney be in trouble at year's end? An awful loss for Seton Hall. The Islanders playing much better of late. In action this evening at Calgary, and we've got highlights. We hear from Mike Ditka, who officially took over in New Orleans today. And from both participants in one of the biggest events boxing will see all year. It's all next on MSG Sports Desk. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our half-hour edition of the MSG Sports Desk. I'm Bob Page, and, well, it never seems to be easy for the Knicks, does it? Tonight at the Garden, in a game most of you have seen here on MSG, they played down to the level of their opposition, as they often do, just surviving an outmanned and woefully weak Boston Celtic team. The final, once again, was 109-107. Boston has lost 18 straight games overall to the Knicks now. But a much worse performance across the Hudson, where the Nets continued to quit on John Calipari. Coming off what Cal had said was their worst loss all year, and that's really making some kind of a statement. The Nets didn't even bother to show up for this one, losing at Dallas on Saturday and being blown out tonight at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers by the amazing final score of 84-62. Hackensack native Mike Fratello and the Cavs will now host the Knicks tomorrow night. We'll have that one live on MSG. Bobby Phills in the early going, drives and will pass to Mark West for the jam, and Cleveland was up quickly by 7 points. Then late in the first quarter, a quarter in which the Nets would score 10 points total, Bobby Sura drives and lays in 2 of his 15 points. So it's 22-10 going into the second quarter. We're off a turnover. Kendall Gill tries to keep New Jersey in it, goes all the way for the slam. He topped all scorers with 19 points. Time running out in the half, a Nets turnover, and Terrell Brandon will take it back. Watch him lay it in right at the buzzer. Cavs led 43-30 at halftime. To the third quarter of this disgraceful Nets effort, Gill does hit the jumper and gets the call. Nets down 7, but Calipari saw his team trailed by 10 going into the fourth quarter, where Cleveland quickly put it away. To open the stanza, Brandon pulls up, drills a three-pointer. He topped Cleveland with 18. Then off a turnover, you will see Bobby Phills bring it back here, and Phills will lay it in and get the call. The Cavs up 22 as the Nets set an all-time franchise record low for points scored in the game, 62. Calipari saw his team shoot 30% from the field, and an announced crowd of 11,000 solid, as I say. It was just an absolutely ridiculous effort from the Nets tonight. Speaking of ridiculous efforts, and frankly, you expect better from him, Jason Williams shot 3 for 16 in this loss. During the excruciating boredom and humiliation of the contest, you can bet Jason looked up at the scoreboard more than once to see how the Knicks were doing. He was at the Garden for Sunday's Knicks game, and he frequently is here to attend Knicks games, much to the consternation of New Jersey Nets management. Jason is now talking openly about coming to play for the Knicks when he becomes a free agent after next year. The Manhattan native, the second leading rebounder in the NBA this season, told Ian O'Connor in today's editions of the New York Daily News, quote, "If they even cleared their throats when it's time to pay me, I'm going to the Knicks. They screwed me on the last contract, and that won't happen this time. They just offered me $17 million for an extension. I told them Calipari makes $20 million. And he doesn't grab any rebounds," end quote. The NBA scoreboard once again showed it to you a short time ago on the postgame report. Orlando saw its 4-game winning streak snapped at Landover. The Bullets beat them by 20. Charlotte won by 1 at Indiana, 98-97. More on the Hornets in a moment. Ex-Knick Doug Christie had 33 points, and Toronto bombed Portland 120-84. Detroit has now won its game at Milwaukee, 93-84. The Chicago Bulls and lowly Vancouver underway in the second quarter. The Bulls on top by 6. Chicago obviously shouldn't have any problems with this one. The Lakers winning big at Dallas by 18 in the fourth quarter. And also, Minnesota played host to Sacramento, lost at home 91-88. Utah now leads Denver by 10 in the third quarter, and the Los Angeles Clippers rounding out the action, taking on the Atlanta Hawks tonight at the Sports Arena. They are underway. Off the court, more trouble for Derek Coleman after being reported AWOL from the Philadelphia 76ers. Coleman was found at his home in his native Detroit. He's been fined $1,000 for missing a practice and fined 1/82nd of his salary for also being AWOL from a 76ers game, even though Coleman is injured and can't play. How much is 1/82nd of Derek Coleman's salary, you ask? $82,000.
It was blown out of proportion. I didn't know what was going on until I stepped off the plane last night. As soon as I walk off the airplane, guy pops a camera in my face. You know, said, "Can you ask me some questions?" My man, I was like, "What? I got traded or something?" I didn't know what was going on until, you know, he turned his camera off, and I asked him. I was like, "Well, what everybody, you know, what's the commotion about?" And he said, "You missed practice." I was like, "Yeah, I was snowed in," you know. And then I got home, I called my lawyer, and, you know, somebody's on the TV, I'm missing in action, you know, like some UFOs came and picked me up or something. I was like, I ain't hiding or running from nothing, you know. I just got snowed in Detroit.
Coleman will appeal the $82,000 fine. Reserves announced today for the upcoming NBA All-Star game to be played in Cleveland 1 week from Sunday. Several of the guys have local ties. And the East squad, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, Buffalo native Christian Laettner, Hartford native Vin Baker, as well as Tim Hardaway, Glenn Rice, and Terrell Brandon. And for the West All-Star reserves, Shaquille O'Neal, Karl Malone, Huntington Station, Long Island product, Tom Gugliotta having a sensational year in Minnesota, and Eddie Jones, Latrell Sprewell, Clyde Drexler, and Mitch Richmond. Ex-Knick Anthony Mason missed tonight's Charlotte victory at Indiana. He'll be out 2 games, they say, due to a sprained left toe. The Hornets have signed Eric Lechner, recently waived by the Knicks, to a 10-day contract. More trouble for the Dallas Mavericks, who suspended their top scorer, Chris Gatling, for that contest tonight against the Los Angeles Lakers. Gatling got into a spat in practice the other day with new Dallas head coach Jim Clemens, who more and more seems to be way over his head. Ex-Knick Willie Anderson has been signed by Miami for the rest of the season. He will be needed because ex-Knick Gary Grant and Dan Marley both will undergo back surgery tomorrow and likely are done for the entire season. Injury problems for the